That's the sound of depression.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, internet friends. I feel like I've said this already. It is Saturday night. Thank you so much for spending part of your geekend with us, especially if you can hear us. Or if the harmonica comes on again, we'll cut with the sound. Maybe cut again. Apologies for our slight technical difficulties. Like I said, I blame those Rime of the Frost Maiden hoodlums. They did something. They left the place a mess. That's what they trash the place every week. It's like, it's like a Led Zeppelin hotel room. It's just, it's not great. Just a few quick announcements to get through. Before you could not hear us, we were literally having discussions about cool things we want to do for our Patreons. If you are a member of our Patreon, there might be some extra content headed your way soon. We're going to try some things out. Patreons, if you have some ideas, feel free to get in touch with us. Talk about content you might be interested in. We're talking about doing a post show for our possibly, no promises or anything, their contracts haven't been signed. We're talking, the players involved in this, there's percentage questions, there's how many points do they get, where do the titles go, who's the executive producer, it's a whole thing. So many big decisions have to be made, but we want to do this. We're going to figure out some cool new content for our Patreons. We have 2 giveaways tonight, and none of them, not yet, are the official dice of the Great Dane Society, Birds of Paradise. Because Tiana has not brought our dice back yet, so but Birds of Paradise, they are the only dice that I roll on this stream, and you should roll. I roll them, you should too. Our friends at Nord Games are always great. They offer us our listeners a discount on all of their content, which is great. And the best part is, you are not giving Wizards of the Coast money, but you're still getting to play the D&D that for some reason you still love. So Nord Games, we've got a code with them. It's chaotic, I think. Chaotic 15, chaotic something. It's
Chaotic 20.
Chaotic
if you want
20.
20% off, you can still use chaotic 15 if you only want to save 15%.
It would be, if it were really chaotic, the code would be chaotic 20 and you get 15% off. That's the so yeah, Nord Games, get yourself a nice little discount there. We have a full week of, I'm going to use the word entertainment, and I don't think that's entirely out of the realm of credulity. Yeah, except for that. But only one place that you're going to get the harmonica. So Monday, it's Dragon of Icespire Peak. And has the dragon even shown up yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, we just found another dragon.
So it is back to dragons.
We have 2 now.
It is officially Dragons of Icespire Peak. That is exciting.
It counts.
I don't think it counts.
It counts.
None of that lousy Dragonborn or anything like that.
No.
It has to be an actual dragon.
Borderline, if you ask me.
It's a metallic dragon, though.
It's an ancient gold dragon that's probably dead, covered in spell plague.
Well, if it's probably dead,
but it's
a decoration.
You're a decoration.
It's a decoration. It really ties the cave together. If you could have a dragon rug, that would be a conversation starter. So Monday, dragons, barring whether they're living or not, of Icespire Peak, and then Saturday we are back with the double header, Rime of the Frost Maiden, which is going to be for the next couple of weeks. One of the keys, I think, to my being such a successful game master is that I am a terrible actor and I have no career. James, unfortunately, is a great actor and has a thriving career. And so he's got work. I wouldn't know what that's like. So he, unfortunately, we're going to do truncated episodes of Rime of the Frost Maiden 1 to 3 for the next couple weeks, while James continues his assault on his IMDb page. And then we are back in the evenings in our normal time because I have no life, really, is what it is. I let Spike go in for one episode and I was like, I'm not Wally Pip, damn it. I'm going for the that's a reference. No, I'm good. All right, enough of that.
Ezra is the Cal Ripken of this show.
There
Cal
we
Ripken
go.
Jr.
There we go. Yes, I'm
Also
past
don't
my
know that.
prime and just doing it for the numbers. Speaking of the numbers, it's time for everyone's favorite, well, second favorite. The first favorite is sound, but everyone's second
prepping.
favorite part of this show is Amy Does Math. So
Should I
Amy,
do it? I'm going to do it from memory, and Thomas can correct
well,
me.
what could go wrong with this?
Oh, lovely.
I'm gonna do
All
it.
right.
We got 8,000 bits from Muffin Guy 27.
Yep, Markiplier, who I know personally, sent me 8,000 bits.
Who's that? I don't know who that is.
He's a pretty famous YouTuber, Let's Player. He's cool. I like him.
So if memory serves me correct,
Oh, a Karnak bit. Yes. May the fleas of 1,000 camels infest your underwear.
oh God, what was it? Hold on, let me,
It doesn't count if you look.
I know, and I didn't write it down, which is why this is truly from memory. What is have a great show, I can't be here tonight?
J. Matthews.
Matthews, yes.
500 bits to Ezra.
Ah,
Next
Okay.
one.
well,
Next
all
one.
right,
my
hold
second
on.
favorite Twitch user.
What is first person to push the roll?
Tamago Tora.
I'm
There
doing
it
this from memory. This is like the magic trick we all did as kids. We're like, now close your eyes.
Oh, hang on, I got another one. What is what have muffins ever done to Ezra?
Oh, you're skipping ahead. All right.
Oh,
That is the Shropshire slasher, the Shropshire slasher
Slasher.
Okay, hang on. I'm just guessing.
with
What is
500 bits to the players.
No, it's 1,000, my friend.
1,000
Can't you
bits.
read right there from memory?
Yeah, don't sell the Shropshire slasher short.
Okay. What is 500 bits that I forgot, Thomas?
Tamago Tora.
There we go.
That is that one. I honestly, I don't
Why are
think
these
had
in
any,
the form of
any
Jeopardy
qualifiers to
questions?
it.
I'm like,
Oh, I'm sorry. That one was to the one true sun god or goddess.
Okay.
oh wow.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Is that it for the Great Karnak Does Bits?
I want that to just keep going. That was
That was
that gold.
Yes.
That was amazing.
Happy International Workers' Day to all you wobblies out there. And follow us down darker trails if the sound works.
Yes.
Oh man.
And we're back.
I really wanted to say and introducing Thomas Cook. That would be my every time it's a different one of those little like featuring and introducing with
What a different picture for him each time.
in spite of. Oh wait, no, it should say in spite of Thomas Cook. That's what it should.
We can't
All
get
right.
rid of them. Thomas Cook.
We last week some things were said, some feelings were hurt, some people were fried. It was really just a standard week for the Great Dane Society. So you found yourself enmeshed in the insanity that is Brighton, Nevada, and the various goings on there. No fewer than 2 of you became, if only for a short period of time, sun gods, because you came in direct contact with sunstones. Others of you have come in contact with the gods themselves. You've like held their hands or something, but only two of you have actually touched the stones yourselves, and that seemed to have some effect on you. You went around the town and you found a woman who's working as a translator, working on translating something that she was sort of demure about, who is at the hotel, and you witnessed the stepping up of the competition for followers in Brighton as the various deities started pushing to consume the smaller faiths and have the largest group of followers, as it became clear that belief and follower count was the force that was driving this, somehow multiplied by stones. And so you actually had 2 stones, and you gave them to John Yellowbird after your own aborted attempts to try and use them. And he seems to have disappeared, probably waiting for his chance to jump in and hopefully end whatever is going on here. It is the morning, but it feels like it's noon. It also feels like it's already burning hot outside. It is easily 100 degrees. We ended the episode with Mr. Peterson coming to the Shaggin' Wagon and asking you to get his daughter and get the stone from her. He clearly wanted a stone for some reason. Well, you know why. And when you basically said, I think we're good, he said, well, then I'll do it myself. And he strode off, apparently checking the action of his revolver, as you heard the click of a gun as he strode away from the wagon. So I want to start with Abe in the hotel. You are coming downstairs, headed to the somewhat dilapidated buffet, because everyone's busy worshiping. And you hear, as you're heading down, a door open and close, and then like strident knocking on a door. And then you overhear a conversation. One voice is that translator that you talked with. And she is apparently the one knocking on a door, and she says, "Where's Simpson? Have you found him yet?" "No, I'm working on it." "No, you are not working on it. You have been down at the beach working on your tan. Isn't that a perk of this job? Don't be a knucklehead. You know he's going to be here and you know he's here, and you know what he expects of you." Yeah, I know. It's been hard. I need more time. Did you not hear me? Denby is here. You do not have any more time, and it is not me you have to worry about. All right. I'll get to it this morning. Take care of this now. I refuse to have you mess up all of my work because you're too damn lazy to do your own work. Now go find Simpson. And she like storms back to her room, and you hear a door slam. And
okay, go ahead.
About 5 minutes later, as you are taking your seat at the buffet, a guy one of the beachcombers, comes down the stairs, just sort of absentmindedly, like checking his nails, like biting off a piece of his fingernail, and he goes over to the buffet and starts loading up a plate with food.
And it's not Jared.
It is not the Jared, no.
Okay. Okay.
He's more than just a beachcomber.
So I kind of sit up a little bit and then just say, "Sir, there's room at this table if you'd care to join me."
He looks up and he's like, sure. And he'll sit down and he just starts shoveling food into his mouth. eating like he's been awake for 48 hours, which he might have been.
Yeah. Probably. And so I proceed to be like, if I don't mind introducing myself, I am Abe Froman Jr. Perhaps you've heard of me. Sorry.
Oh, the sausage guy.
Yeah, we make damn good sausage. Better than that on your plate.
Well, okay, great.
Mm-hmm. You know, I had the pleasure of meeting Miss Newman last night, and it sounded like she was pretty upset this morning. What's got her feathers in a ruffle?
You know,
Looking for words.
she just, she's just, she just doesn't have the in-season attitude.
Nope, she's a pushy lady.
You're right.
Yeah, perhaps I can help you. It sounds like she was yelling at you to do something. What was it you were supposed to do?
Oh yeah, don't worry about that. You should get some rays. You're a little pale, man.
I'll try and get some rays. I figured if I could help. She said you were looking for somebody, Mr. Simpson?
Yeah, don't worry about that. That's my boss.
Where's your boss come from? Same place as the pushy lady?
Yeah, he just he had some things he had to work on. He's coming into town today. But get excited, because when he shows up, he's going to announce, I don't want to steal his thunder here, but the Sun Festival's coming.
I have never heard of the Sun Festival. What happens at the Sun Festival?
It's a festival about the sun. It's pretty much all there.
Like, what do all the worshipers do? What happens? Are you supposed to have a costume? Is it like a costume party type thing? Is it formal wear? I need to know what to wear. I need to be dressed appropriately.
I'm going to wear the shorts I'm wearing now.
Cool. So it's kind of a beach laid back vibe then, is what you're saying.
That's this whole town.
Totally got it. And are you supposed to bring something special for the Sun Festival?
No, just, yourself. It's going to be a big party.
And that's it? Just eating and drinking and hanging out?
I mean, you say that's it. That's pretty great.
Well, I've seen these things called fireworks. They are spectacular. I was just wondering maybe if he was bringing some.
In the daytime?
Fireworks should be all the time, my friend.
Well, all right. I don't want to distract from that beautiful orb up there. That's what we're celebrating here.
Got it. I just, sometimes with the explosions up there in the sky, it brings your focus straight to the sun. It's,
well,
it's a theatrical piece.
Sure. Hey, it was nice talking with you, Mr. Foreman. I'm gonna. Oh, Jason.
It was good seeing you too, Jason. Maybe I'll see you out there at the beach.
Well, you could use some work. I'm thinking 45 minutes aside.
Yeah, but then what do you do about the actual sides? So how does that exactly, what's the strategy there? Because you don't want to get that side stripe of not being tan.
Right. So usually what you do is you've got, you're going to lay on your side and you're going to cover your front and your back with a towel so that just the side is getting hit for that time.
Interesting.
The other trick I'll tell you is you don't use as much oil on the sides and they brown faster.
Got it. And where do we get oil from?
Oh, the what's the name of the store? There's a store. It has a name. I know it well. Everybody knows the Shining Sol Gifts.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to get myself a little oil and a towel and head out. I'll see you out there.
Sounds good. And yeah, he'll head off. And then we cut back to the shaggin' wagon where Mr. Peterson has just strode off.
We gonna go watch him die?
I mean, he is technically our employer. So, yeah, we should at least be able to tell people what happened to him.
Yeah.
And in the case he's somehow successful, he can't get his hands on that stone.
No. And I'll actually reach over and grab my rifle so that I have some range.
Oh, yeah.
So are we just going to go witness his demise, or are we going to stop it?
How do you propose stopping a sun goddess from protecting herself when someone's coming to kill her?
Well, he fell down and I missed him punching him. So if we could actually punch him, he might go down pretty easily.
Yeah, and then what?
We drag him into the shaggin' wagon.
We are not defiling the shaggin' wagon with him.
What?
He's,
Save that for Abe.
oh,
No, but so I but should we let we cannot let him try to kill his daughter. That just makes no sense. We've got to be with him and we'll figure out what we do.
All right, I'll swing down out of the wagon, rifle slung over my shoulder.
Vigo.
Right. So it was not, you guys were out in the camping area. So you're fairly close to where Susan and her, I think it was 6 people are.
Jared's grabbing his rifle instead of the
Yeah.
shotgun for once.
I'm grabbing the rifle too.
All right.
Yeah.
You are well armed.
We are rifling.
Yes. You head towards the grove where Susan Amaterasu is sitting with her head down with her 6 people. And her father walks up and in a loud voice says, "Susan, I'm your father. You're coming with me. Now give me that stone." And she says something quiet that you're not close enough to hear. And he reaches down and starts trying to like pry her hand off of the person who is holding it, and he is struggling and like, come on.
I'm gonna rifle to the back of the head.
You're, all right, you're gonna rifle whip this guy.
Rifle whip.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna call this a fight club. Or if you do you have fight brawl? I'll take fight brawl.
I can't see anything right now.
Oh my god, have you tried turning it on and off?
You should have brawl to some extent.
Yeah,
Here
at least
somewhere. Like 20, I think, is the base.
Yeah, it's probably a basic.
Below
20.
fast
20,
10.
it's a base of 25.
You do have advantage on this because he is not paying attention to you at all.
Oh, nope, that's a miss.
All right, so you come up behind him and you just bump him in the shoulder with your rifle butt. And he looks over and he's like, "What am I paying you for?"
And I just say, come with me if you want to live.
What? Susan, look, I'm sorry. I hired these idiots to come and take you back, and I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. But please come back with me. And there's like a brief second where Amaterasu is Susan. And she says, "Daddy?" And he like lunges at the stone again when she like shows some weakness. And he is just, once again, he's not very good at this. So he's still struggling. So let's just go around. If Jared, what are you doing?
I mean, I've got the rifle trained on him. If he gets his hands on that stone,
It looks like he is not. It looks like he did not. He was not able to take advantage of his daughter's momentary.
He's as pathetic as he looks.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Okay, well, accidents can still happen. Just training that rifle on him just in case.
All right, Susanna.
I'm seeing that Elias did not do very well with the rifle whip. I'm I'm gonna walk up behind Peterson and grab him by the back of the collar and his belt and like bodily haul him backward.
All right.
My strength is 81. I feel like I can.
We'll deal with that. I just want to know what everybody's doing. So
Yeah.
Elias, you see Susanna coming up. What are you doing?
Well, I'm still, I think, I'm
Re-rifle
still
whipping?
processing the fact that I have totally missed a
Twice.
second time.
All right. Jonesy, what are you doing?
I'm actually going to go around and stand behind Susan.
Okay. Yeah, you have flanked him. All right. So Susanna, go ahead and make me. This will be an opposed strength roll.
18 out of 81.
Well, I rolled 100, so he is kicking and screaming as you like lift him off his feet and just bodily take him away. And Amaterasu looks at you briefly and nods thanks, and then goes back to whatever meditation they are doing. He's like,
Sorry.
come on, let me down.
And I'm just like holding him a few inches off of the ground and not seeming to sweat it at all.
Yep. And this poor guy is just like, what am I?
I'm going to whisper in her ear and say, your daddy does miss you, but you cannot let him have the stone.
Oh crap. I'm not gonna Google this right now, but she says my father is, and she names some Japanese word you've never heard before. All right, so are you dragging him away?
I'm gonna get him at least out of sight of Amaterasu, like around the corner or over a little lip of the hill, so that he can't immediately get back to her when I set him down.
All right, yeah.
And then just like set him so that his feet are on the ground but not let go, and be like, all right, why do you want one of them stones so badly?
Have you ever held one?
Yeah.
Well, then you know.
I know that it ain't good. I know that it turned me into something I ain't.
It turned me into a god.
How'd you lose yours?
I tripped.
Wow, you are pathetic.
Anything else?
You're not getting that stone. You're not going to get any stone.
So
that was not what you paid us for. And I'm refusing to do any kidnapping for you. So,
well, then you're all fired. You can just leave. Go.
Well, then if we're fired, we don't have to listen to you no more, and we ain't gonna leave. We got business. That's none of yours. But if you try to go after that girl again, that girl who looked up at you with those painful eyes for a second, I will shoot you.
Well, then you better follow me everywhere I go.
Nah.
Because I'm getting one of those stones.
Nah, I'll just leave you tied up. Leave in the bottom of a ravine. It's more interesting that way.
At this point, you should probably kill me if you wish to remain in the employ of the Pinkerton Agency. Because I know very important men in that organization.
Oh, yawn, that old I know the owner bullshit.
Oh, okay. Well, it was nice talking with you. And he starts to walk back towards the hotel.
All right.
So
All right. So, Abe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I get a cup of coffee and go knock on Miss Newman's door?
Sure. Yeah, you knock on the door.
Okay.
And she's like, and she says, just leave it on the bed.
Okay, so I open the door and I go in. What is she doing?
She has her back to you. She is leaned over a desk with all these papers and what looks like parchment, like old paper. And she is like taking notes and like referring back to parchment and that sort of thing.
Okay, so I put the coffee on the bed and I go over to stand next to her. And I just pick up one of the random pieces of paper and just look at it and be like, I look at her and
she
ask
looks
her
up and she looks at you.
Yeah, I'm like,
and she grabs the paper and she's like, put that down.
What's so important about these papers?
Who are you?
I kind of squat down to her level and be like, ma'am, nothing ever good comes from women reading books.
Fuck you.
I think you should put these papers down and come on outside and enjoy. What did Jason say? Get a little tan. Get into the
I refer you to my previous statement. Go away. I've got work to do. One of us in this damn town is actually productive.
Productive doing what? It's a vacation town. You should be productive partying.
You go out there, enjoy everything that's going on, have a great time at the Sun Festival. I've got work to do.
I think, ma'am, inside you are screaming to have fun. And I take both of her hands and like trying.
All right, this is going to be an opposed strength roll because she does not want to go with you. So Make me a strength roll.
Okay, I make it just regular.
All right, you stand her up, and she's just like, "What? Are you just gonna like drag me out of here? Is that?"
No, I'm gonna ask you, what is more important than going outside and being part of the fun, the in-season fun?
I'm a scholar. You pea-brained idiot. Go party and drink whatever you're gonna drink and do whatever you're gonna do. I'm gonna work.
I'm fascinated by you, Miss Newman. What is it that you are working on?
Why did you come in my room?
I'm intrigued by your reclusiveness. Yeah.
What? Are you hitting on me?
Well, ma'am, I've been trying to hit on you since yesterday. Obviously, it's not taken, is it?
No. One way to not hit on a woman is to break into her room and then drag her away from her work.
I brought you coffee.
Would you please go?
Well, all right. And I slowly back away. Does she sit down?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything I can swipe on the way out the door, like a book or something?
So I'll make you an offer. You can just randomly grab something and run, or you can try and be stealthy about it while you have her distracted.
Yep, I'm going to be stealthy about it and have her.
All right. So I think that is the stealth skill.
It is.
And so, yeah, you're just like, hey, why aren't you partying? As your like hand is like jabbing along there. So make me a stealth roll.
Please. Damn it. I missed it by 10. That's a lot of luck I don't have.
So you've got some inspiration.
Yeah, inspo.
Yeah, we do.
This pile, it's not the big pile.
But we get inspiration if we push a roll. Push it.
Yeah, push it.
Yeah, you can push the
She
roll.
only has a 33.
23.
What? You missed by 20 there. Why?
Oops. Yeah, you're right. I missed it by 20. I don't know. Should I push it or should I inspire it?
All right, what are the chances for failure? So I was only semi-paying attention.
80% chance of failure.
Push it.
Oh
It'll
yeah,
make
pushing
money
it's really bad. You should push it.
I think you should just use the inspiration.
So
And then
now
push it?
the other part of the offer is you will definitely grab something random off the thing if you just like yoink and run. If you do the stealth route, you're if you fail, you're not getting anything.
Got it. So I'm gonna take the other offer and I'm just gonna grab something and run. Grab something bookish like or paper or
Yeah,
parchment.
All right, yeah. You grab like 2 pieces of paper. One of them, make me a luck roll.
Oh God, this is even worse. Nope, I missed it again.
You
Do
could
I-
use inspiration.
Do we want to try and get something juicy?
Yeah.
Sure. This is a very clear plot hook. We should probably.
I know
grab
I
it.
should. Somebody
think-
else should. 1. I get the fucking Holy Grail.
Wow. All right.
Oh,
Holy shit!
Didn't know
Okay.
that.
Yeah. You grab like one of the parchments that she was working on, and you book it out of there, and you hear her like, "Hey!"
And that's what she hears as I run out the door.
All right.
And I'm running towards the shag and wagon.
All right. You run off. And did you make the luck roll? Oh, you rolled a 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you actually have her translated copy. So you grabbed a parchment, and with it you got a translated copy of that parchment.
Okay.
So you are running up to the wagon, and as you come by, you see Peterson walking up, and he looks at you and he says, "I just want you to know, whatever happens, it's your fault." And then he goes into the hotel.
And as I like hear that, as I'm running, I'm like, it usually is. Ask my mom.
And you come upon the rest of the party who is standing outside the wagon figuring out their next move.
I'm waving paper as I come
Yeah.
running down. I stole something good. And then I
Actually-
stop. What?
We were chatting.
All right,
Maybe I should go after Peterson and stick with him.
Peterson's at the hotel. He just told me something good isn't going to happen. I was like, yeah, welcome to life. And it's also my fault, apparently. But I'm used to that. That's also called life.
Well, should I get after him now?
Yeah, I think so. If he's gonna try going after Susan again or someone else with a
Or
different
someone
those
else?
are stone. Yeah,
That
He doesn't
said,
know if there's
though,
someone else. Do we really? I mean,
we don't want him to have stones.
I do not want that man having a stone.
Well, but maybe he would be so not so good that other gods would get him.
That's
I
not
mean-
to our favor either. If a particular opposing god gets him.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Speaking of though, we may need to get a move on to deal with the Greeks.
Well, yeah, Jared's gonna trot
Yeah.
off to not lose any more time because we kind of.
You're heading back to the hotel.
Yeah, I'm jogging.
should
Okay.
we all go to the hotel? I mean, what are we actually doing?
Actually, I don't want to go back to the hotel because I stole this from Miss Newman.
What is that?
I don't know. Hang on. And I like do this and start reading. So what?
All
is
right,
it that
so
I'm looking at?
you hold up a parchment that is in a language that you don't speak. I
I'm
do.
speaking
It's not Latin.
Can
You
I
have
sound
no
it
idea what it
phonetically?
is.
It's
Can I sound it out
translated.
phonetically? Like, is it English letters that I can?
No, they're
But
actually
not,
symbols and things.
Oh, I thought you
It's
said it was
not-
translated.
We just
Yeah,
got
you said-
raided by the Welcome Inn. So
Welcome Inn.
welcome in.
Welcome.
Should we do
Welcome
one of
in.
the giveaways once they're here?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right.
Oh,
What are
Thomas,
the
that means
giveaways?
you need to get Nightbot up.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the raid, guys. We are playing Call of Cthulhu in the Old West, and we are currently playing a highly adapted version of the module Sunspots. And we are going to do a giveaway in just a few minutes for a PDF.
Let's do the PDF first. We are going to
Okay.
do the hardcover copy right at the break, which is coming up pretty soon.
All right. So it is #chaos right now in the chat to be entered to win a copy of the PDF of the module we're playing.
Which is available globally. When we do the hardcover, that'll be US only.
There we go. So #chaos right now in the chat. You can find out all the ways I've messed up this module. So you look at this scroll to get you up to speed. One of the players has swiped a scroll of some sort of parchment written in some old language, and luckily translated notes. The translated notes are quite dense. It's like a 3 pages of tiny little script. It's going to take some sitting down and reading to get through this translation.
So what's the first lines of the translated thing say?
So you skim through it, and it will let's see here, which one of the parchments is this? We'll call this you see the heading that she wrote is "Seek so you will find."
Mm-hmm.
And there's something about a lost ship, and that ship being where the Sunstones came from. And if you recall, some of you had a dream about that ship.
Okay, so I read I read out loud what I'm seeing
Mm-hmm.
to everybody. Be like, well, this isn't much help. I thought for sure there'd be like something exciting in here.
I had a dream about that ship. That ship is in the lake.
Okay. So that's where the stones came from. I mean,
So somebody went and got the stones like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago on
Mhm.
Wednesday. And
how do you know 2 or 3 weeks ago on Wednesday?
everybody thinks it's still Wednesday.
Oh.
Time has stopped here now that it's in season.
So what?
I don't
we
know.
need to get the
Blow
stones.
up the ship?
Oh, I thought we were gonna get the stones and put them back in the ship.
Ooh.
That'll just let someone else get them.
Yeah.
Where did you
we
get
don't
this?
do that.
Where did you get this?
I finessed it off Miss Newman.
Who's Miss Newman?
Ooh.
The bookish looking lady at the hotel. She's another guest at the hotel.
She's a translator, huh?
And she has translated this obvious, horrible thing that's destroying this world right now. Maybe we should go and have a conversation with her.
Yeah, maybe you should.
Abe, what'd you do?
I didn't touch her, I promise. She's just not very receptive to my charm.
Charm.
I have lots of charm.
Yeah, charm.
Ask I was gonna say, ask any of the prostitutes west of the Mississippi.
Yeah, the women you pay
Charm.
totally find
Yeah.
you charming.
She's very charming. Yes.
Do you use gold or silver charm?
Whichever. Credit works too.
Oh Lord. All right. Well,
So you're standing outside. It is over 100. It's like it's noon all the time now. It's just the heat of the day.
Don't we have to go get a stone from a Greek god?
Yes, or stop it at the source. Maybe we don't need to get all these stones if we stop this lady from doing this magic that she's doing.
wait. What makes you think the lady's doing some kind of magic?
It comes from the stones. And also the person to stop is apparently Simpson. I heard some yelling about how everybody's looking for Simpson and that there's going to be a big festival when he gets here.
Simpson, eh?
Mm.
One of the drones in
Uh-huh.
Sector 5G.
Don't know who Simpson is.
Me neither. I asked her and she just wouldn't. Did I ask her?
I asked her, and for some reason,
She wasn't interested in telling me this.
I think we need to. I think the symptoms are these weird god people and their stones, but the source, that's what we need to solve. Or we get another stone and give it to the Yellowbird.
I mean, those are the choices right now.
I mean, it seems like one is a sure-ish thing, and the other one we don't know about except in dreams.
Which one's that?
The semi-sure-ish one is getting the stone from the Greeks.
Right.
Peterson apparently had one of these stones, and is desperate to get one again, and said that he lost it by tripping.
The other way is to kill them, right? Or somehow convince them to let it go.
I mean, there is an option in between, you know.
Hmm.
Is there?
Remove the hand holding the stone. Just saying. It's not a great option.
I have a rifle. Does anyone have a machete?
I'm sure you can find one.
I'll just put him to work in a meat factory.
I mean, if we're able to catch the fella who has their stone and pry it out of his hand or get him to trip and drop it, then we get it to Yellowbird and mission accomplished, maybe. Or maybe we're empowering the actual evil.
What if Yellowbird is just in it for power? We don't.
I mean, he did give you the stones.
Yeah, he didn't seem like
Yeah.
he was, it seemed like he was trying to fight. That's
mean,
why we trusted him, yeah?
We haven't met the Greek individual yet. I mean, maybe we could talk him into giving the stone up.
Not when they're riding chariots, yeah?
Well, that's an easy problem to solve.
Yeah. They wouldn't be riding long, yeah, I see.
All right. I think we're going to have to go do a couple of different things, and we need to move fast.
I mean, Miss Newman is going nowhere. She is enthralled with her papers and is waiting for Simpson.
I need somebody to be good cop.
Oh no.
I
For
can be
what?
You know
dumb-
what?
I can be dumb cop.
Jared's already gone up there. This will be fine. I'll see you guys later.
What?
Get the stone.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna go stop this at the source. This lady is the source.
I'm not a lady. Stop looking.
No.
Stop pointing at me, this lady.
And with that, Elias is off.
All right.
All right, looks like we're stealing a stone from a Greek god. Let's do this.
Jared is probably at the buffet right now.
No, I'm going for the doc.
All right.
I'm gonna make contact with him.
All right. So you get to the hotel. I mean, you sort of saw him, and so you turn around and follow him.
Oh no, I'm gonna approach him.
Okay. Yeah, he's like he says that thing. Oh no, he said that to Abe. Sorry. So he is you will see him just as he enters the lobby, and he'll look up and he'll see you and he'll go, "Oh God, what now? I fired you already. Leave me the hell alone."
Look. Me and my companions don't always see eye to eye, and I'm a little more interested in actually getting paid from this job. How can I help you?
You can get me a stone. You get me a stone, I
How?
will give you $500.
I've gone up against these guys before. They can burn you alive.
Yeah, if they don't jump them, sneak up on them, something.
Well, do you know where any are?
I mean, Celia's riding that ridiculous chariot all over town.
Someone's already watching him. It's too dangerous.
I think Yellowbird has one. My thankless daughter has one. You could get that one.
I don't know. I think Yellowbird's definitely too dangerous right now. And I'm not sure what your daughter's capable of yet.
The preacher, he's got one.
Not from what I heard.
Oh, so Ramsey's already moved on him, huh? Well, that means that they're it sounds like Ramsey's is consolidating power.
That's God, math. Ramsey has 2, Yellowbird has 2, Chariot, his daughter, so that leaves 4 more stones unaccounted for, right?
I don't know how many there are.
I thought there were 10. I don't know why, but
I don't know how many there are. I know that they were being sold for a while.
You got any leads?
I mean, yes, my daughter has one in her hand. I'd call that a lead.
She's in an open area. Like, the only way...
You have a rifle?
You willing to kill your daughter?
To be clear, I'm not killing her.
I'd like to see what the other options are first, if you don't mind.
You have a rifle. Shoot someone that has one of these stones. Do not touch the stone with your hands.
What's to stop one of her followers from picking it up?
You have a rifle.
They just have to go for it, pick it up. I'm toast. It's a dumb plan.
As I understand it, rifles can operate from some distance away.
Look, we've gone up against one of these people before. They set up barriers. Once they know, it's over.
Only the priests who have become gods really know how they work. It takes time for the others to figure it out. You probably saw that when your friends touched the stones. They didn't have those abilities.
I'll go do some scouting, see if I can find some good places.
I have $500 with your name on. Do you want a bar? I can give you a bar in Reno. Just get me a stone.
All right. Just listen. I'm gonna scout it out, see if I think it's possible. But I'm gonna check back up with you later in case there's other leads. We should go for the safest bet. I don't want to throw my life away.
Well, I couldn't care less about that.
Well, I don't get anything if I die.
Well, then bring me a stone and you'll get everything you want.
Well, good talking with you. I'll check up with you later in case you do know another way.
I apparently can't leave the hotel because someone else in your group has a rifle and is not afraid to use it, unlike you.
Tip my hat and I step outside.
He'll go up to his room. As you start to head outside, you see him in the lobby. there's a woman describing Abe to the front desk.
Okay, yeah. I slow down as I walk by.
You see the woman that is clearly the translator is describing very precisely describing Abe to, and the person saying, well, like I'm very sorry, we're really short staffed right now. I really should be out with Apollo, but I'm trying to help you. And she's like, oh, God, another one. And she'll go back upstairs.
You know Apollo.
Oh yes, I am. Let me tell you, I was the third person to follow the great and mighty Apollo.
Now
I knew her back when. I knew her when she was still just Celia.
Huh. Now I heard that they were gonna ride their chariot sometime this morning.
Well, of course, Apollo has to pull the sun, otherwise the day doesn't start.
Well, any chance you could make an introduction? I'd love to see.
Oh, well, yes, Apollo is always looking for mendicants. In the afternoon, Celia will be here to attend to her flock, so you should just come back this afternoon.
Okay. I was hoping to see her pull the sun, but
oh well, you can't miss it. She rides the chariot up and down. Look at the map of the town. He names 2 streets that are very prominent.
Okay.
Up and down Evergreen and Adams.
Okay, well, I will tip my hat yet again. Thank them for their time and actually head out now.
All right. So Abe, you are staying at the shack. You're gonna read this thing? Is that your?
Yeah, because obviously, like there's nothing. I'm gonna look for the good stuff, like how to stop this, how to get it bad. Stuff. Like,
all right, make me a library use roll.
Oh God, why?
I have like a 90 in library use.
Well, that's what you get for running off.
Nopey nope.
All right. You are there's no good stuff. This is some of the most boring stuff you've ever read.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
So you'll need to take some time to read that. Susanna and Jonesy, Abe is sitting in the shaggin' wagon, thumbing through this parchment, like apparently pretending like he understands Abyssinian or whatever this is, and looking at this translation, and yawning a lot. What are you two doing?
Well, if we're to go about getting another stone, Abe, what time is it?
I pull out my pocket watch. What does it say?
It says that it is 8:40 in the morning.
8:40 a.m.
And it was what, about 9 a.m. that they do the ride up and down?
Yeah.
All right. We should, assuming I can't find a good horse to use for roping, probably want to set up and figure out what streets they ride up and down, and set up along there to catch us a god.
So what we want to do? We want to you say lasso, or shall we try to put a pit in the road, or?
I mean, one is significantly faster to set up than the other.
Yeah. Just trying to think of other ways we can slow them down.
Well, I guess it depends on whether or not we can find their chariot. Because if we can find their chariot, you know mechanical shit more than I do. You could probably make it so a wheel goes falling off and goes bouncing comically down the street.
Oh, breaking something instead of fixing it. No, yeah.
I mean, I've talked to a couple doctors, and they always say that you know how shit's put together, you know how to take it apart.
Yeah. Oh, totally. So maybe I could say that I was very interested in it and be able to take a look at it. But where would they be?
Well, and that's the real question. Where is there? Well, we don't have a lot of time. Is the problem to try and
No,
find?
we don't.
It.
We don't.
We got about 20 minutes. No. They already hate me for king. Sorry.
So you guys are gonna head out
Going in a
and try
chat.
and scope out. Are you trying to get like the high ground?
Yeah.
You're trying to get on top of a building? What are you?
I don't necessarily want the high ground. I want something that's along the path, because trying to drop a lasso down onto someone in a chariot it would be really tricky.
All right. Well, you can no problem hear the chariot. There are the clopping of horses and the rumbling of poorly put together wheels and that sort of thing. So yeah, you can hear that from basically from downtown.
Okay. Does it seem like they're doing loops, basically?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'll, sling my lasso over my shoulder and like just watch to see where the loop goes and get a sense for it. Take my time setting up where I think the best angle is going to be to grab. Is it one person or two in the chariot?
There are 3 people in the chariot. They are all wearing ridiculous sheet togas.
Of course they are. Is it one horse or 2 pulling?
It is 1 horse.
Oh no. I'm not going to shoot the horse.
All right, I'll do it.
Lassoing the horse, on the other hand, is a very real option, because that's 1 target instead of 3.
If we're all scoping out the area, do we meet back up?
So you, well, Jared, you are coming out of the hotel right as right as Elias comes up to the hotel. So Abe is walking out, and Elias, you see Abe walking out of the hotel.
Jared.
Damn it.
You have Abe on the brain.
Jared, did you see the bookish looking woman? Abe says that she is translating some ritual thing or something.
Oh yeah. She was talking to someone at the counter, given Abe's description. I guess he stole something from
the
her.
ritual that caused all of this.
He stole the ritual.
I might be stretching a bit. I don't know. I think that's what's happening. I think she is the cause of everything. The source.
Well, what are you planning on doing?
I was hoping to find a good cop to go in and do bad cop, good cop. I'm ready just to do bad cop as well. So.
Okay. Well,
but
I'm
what
here.
else is happening?
Okay.
I don't know. I ran over here so quick, and now I'm kind of second guessing the whole thing. I heard that there was ringing, and I missed it.
Give me an idea.
Are you mocking me?
She's looking for someone to find Abe. I don't think she knows that we're associated. We're Pinkertons. I overheard her. We can go knock on her door and offer to do some investigating. Say maybe we need to collect some more information to see why she was targeted.
Good cop. I like it. Let's do it. You take the lead. I'll be there just in case bad cop.
I am no good at this, but okay.
You don't know which room is hers? You just know it's upstairs?
Well, I know the person at the lobby.
Yeah. Oh, hello. Did you see Celia's chariot?
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to put business before pleasure.
It's much nicer than that idiot Tom's chariot.
Tom's chariot? What?
Well, there's Helios, and then there's Apollo.
What street does Helios go down?
Can I let you in on a little secret?
By all means.
Apollo is going to make sure that Helios doesn't ever go out again.
Keep that on the down low.
Yes.
Oh, okay. But good to know. So we have. I heard the lady here earlier asking about some trouble with one of the folks here. Me and my friend here happen to be Pinkertons.
Oh, okay. Great.
And was curious what room she's staying in. See if we could slide her our card. See if she needs our services.
Oh, sure. Yeah, she's in room 7 up there. Hey, if you guys could just watch the front desk, I really want to go
Oh,
be there for Apollo. Thanks. And she
Nope.
she
Bye.
leaves.
yeah, okay.
One more inbound.
Yeah, did I assume Elias, you heard that?
Yeah, I heard that, and I repeat what I heard.
Yeah.
Room 3, right?
No, with Helios, there's another stone.
Oh. Yeah, there's like 13 stones or something like that, or 14.
I thought there were 10.
I
I don't know where I came up with that number, but
I don't know if I had the dream about that. Trying to remember character-wise why I think that there was 14 stones.
It
no,
is.
wait,
Let's see here.
we spoke to Jason yesterday. That's why I was thinking 10. After we helped him out at the beach. He said,
13.
well, he told us 10. That lying son of a bitch.
Maybe it's
Okay.
10. Who knows?
Okay, let's go up and find out what the hell is going on.
Okay, yeah, we go up. We'll knock on the door.
All right.
Gonna miss someone shooting a horse. This is sad.
You knock on the door and you hear a woman's voice say, "Leave me alone. It's locked this time."
Excuse me? Sorry to trouble you, ma'am. We happen to be Pinkertons. We investigate. I overheard you had some trouble in the lobby. We just wanted to pass our information along to see if you might need our services.
The door opens like a crack. And she's like, "Yes, a horrible man stole a very valuable parchment." And she'll describe Abe to you.
To help us, the appearance of this individual is fantastic. Do you know why he stole this from you?
Because I wouldn't go on a date with him.
Well, that checks out, but it doesn't give me the information I need.
So, I mean, it's a fairly small town. I think that we could track this individual down. What you'll want us to bring the papers back as well.
Yes,
right?
that's very important. There's
What
a
are the
reward.
papers? What are the papers?
It's a parchment. Oh God, why am I even telling you? So it's a parchment and my translated notes.
And
Can you just tell us, I apologize, can you tell us just a little bit more so we can make sure that we have the right person?
The parchment is in a combination of ancient Greek, Assyrian, and Babylonian. Does that help you at all?
actually, that is quite fascinating.
Yes, and it would be even more fascinating if I had it.
Well, the combination of those 3 languages, plus the arrival of gods from various cultures here. All right, back up. Boom. I kicked the door open into her.
All right, make me a strength roll. Wow.
Distracting her.
This poor
Top
lady.
2.
Oh my gosh. All right. I'm gonna make a dodge roll for her.
There's going to be a halfling
Oh
incident.
God. The door just smacks her in the face as you kick it open. And she falls backwards, like grabbing at her head.
And
We don't have any sort of warning for bad cop. Holy crap. Jared's just
and
going,
I'm-
how am I gonna
yeah. I rush in as well with rifle out and go, ma'am, whatever you are doing here, you are causing quite the problem in this community.
She is terrified at these armed men bursting into her office, and she's like laying on her back looking up at your rifle, and she's like, oh, what are you doing?
Why?
Please don't hurt me.
I'm running between. I guess I'm still good cop. Running between. And I'm gonna.
That's a great episode title.
Gonna do my damnedest to be like, look. I can help you with him, but you got to tell him what he needs to know. He goes off the handle sometimes. I deeply apologize.
What is? Are you with? Oh God, you're with the Lech. What is going on here?
Who is the Lech? Is that someone we need to be worried about?
No, you're not a woman.
Oh, this is
You
true.
haven't seen him in a dress.
Yeah.
I'm working on a translation. I've been hired. I'm a professor of classical studies and linguistics. I'm working on a translation. I was hired by an archaeologist, Denby Partridge. I'm sure you know that name. You've never heard that. Well, actually, maybe Elias. Do you have archaeology?
Ooh, I have. Hold on. No.
All right. Yeah. Yep. You've never heard that
I
name.
have one.
Well, you got a puncher's chance.
What? Wait. Well, hold on. What do you roll for faking it? Is the real question.
You got a 1. Holy
Whoa!
crap. I wish I had a camera to go.
Oh,
I still want to roll for faking it.
Sure. Yeah. Make me we'll call it a charm roll.
Can I do fast talk?
Sure.
Oh, wait.
Meanwhile, Elias actually, is it not a 1?
No, it's a 1, but when the angle on the camera made it look like a 9.
All right,
hard success.
So Elias actually knows who it is. Meanwhile, Jared's like, I'm very familiar with his work.
V repeats his name.
What? That guy? Elias, you know that Denby Partridge is a noted archaeologist who had a long partnership with a man named Simpson that broke up rather acrimoniously.
He used to work with Simpson.
Is that the Simpson that? And I describe they give the description that Jason gave us of Simpson.
Yeah. You start to say, you mean that Simpson, the guy with the mustache, and you're like giving a very weird description. And she's like, yes, the noted archaeologist Denby Partridge and the noted archaeologist Alan Simpson. Yes.
So have you been outside of this hotel and seen what's happening out there?
Yeah, it's sunny all the time, and people are tanning a lot
and burning each other alive.
Look, I have a job. I'm doing my job.
The Sunstones are out there converting people into fake gods, and they are killing each other to get followers. It's like a freaking gram of Insta out there. Sorry.
I have to go now.
What the actual fuck?
Wait, and
you are the source of this problem.
Well,
you are causing their deaths.
I'm the translator.
Of causing their deaths?
No, of these scrolls.
How are the scrolls connected?
I don't know. Not my job. Partridge hired me and paid me quite well to get these scrolls translated before the Sun Festival.
Is that when the world's going to end?
What? The world?
Yeah.
No,
The
some
world's
of
going
these
to
gods are
end.
trying to.
No.
You're trying to
You're
bring
more
the world
credible.
to an end.
Okay, this isn't a robbery, so I'm confused. Look,
We're trying to stop everyone from killing themselves out there. When this sun festival comes, this whole world is going to be destroyed. We need to stop it.
well, that's, you just need bring that up with Mr. Partridge.
Where's Mr. Partridge?
He should be arriving today.
What's today?
I don't actually know what day I mean, all I know is today is the 17th, and that is the right number. And he's supposed to be here on the 17th.
When did you arrive here?
I've been here. Me and Jason have been here 2 weeks.
Okay, so 2 weeks. They really only escalated to killing each other yesterday. I don't know if you've seen them, but they've been just flash
Floating in
front.
the air.
Oh
Yeah.
no, she says, looking at your rifle. I hope no one's killing anyone.
You're not worried about the world ending.
I'm a translator.
You just giving up on life?
No. I have translated works that yammer on about the end of the world all over the place. And guess what? The world has never ended.
But they don't have people floating and mystically setting each other on fire. This is a little different.
I'm staying away from all that.
When did the Sunstones come about? And who released them?
Well, I mean, that's I only know Partridge's side of the story. He says that Simpson took them from him and tried to sell them.
Have you seen Simpson here? Have you heard of him being here?
Yeah, he runs that store, that Shining Sol gift store. That's where he was selling the stones from. How about you guys just unkick my door and go, and I won't tell anybody that two men with rifles burst into my room, backing up their friend that stole things from me.
We don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Sure.
Plus, how about we unkick that door and we don't tell everyone that you helped murder people outside with your translations?
Oh.
I mean, do you even listen to yourself?
You should. Unpublished, ma'am.
Oh, where?
And I actually list off some of the esteemed newspapers that I
Yeah,
write for.
yeah. Oh, you're a journalist. See, I'm an academic.
Right. I make a living. I do things. I have a
I
purpose
use
in life.
multisyllabic words.
Everyone does that. I just did it right now.
So again, why don't you all go? I'll go back to work. And we don't have to report any of this to the police.
Oh, the police are dead.
Yeah. They were killed by your translations. And I grab whatever I can and run out of the room.
All right. So I picture like this whole conversation, you've been edging towards the desk, like everything that you said. And you say that, and you just grab a bunch of stuff Make me a luck roll.
I'm gonna use the good dice. These were horrible dice 2 weeks ago. So.
Yeah. And they're horrible again
It's
at
a
93.
93.
So you grab a book and you run out.
And Jared's just standing there like, God damn it.
Yeah, she's lying there like, look, and he just took my dictionary.
Journalists. And I tip my hat and I walk out.
All right. The door slams behind you and you hear like
I imagine there's a chair propped under the handle.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. We cut to the street and you guys have set up a spot and you see calling it a chariot is really polite. This is a wagon that's been cut, the end of it has been cut off, and like the wheels are like all out of alignment, so they're like, they look like they might roll off, and there are 3 guys standing in this thing essentially holding it upright by the reins. It's not actually like connected to the horse. The horse has the reins like this, and you're watching and you see Helios come from here, and then coming around this side you see a large glowing white wagon being pulled by 3 flaming horses. The manes of these horses are literal flames, and standing in front of it is a woman in glowing white robes with long blonde hair. And she, and again in that voice that everyone can hear, she stands and she holds a stone aloft. And she says, Tom, it's time for us to end this. Join me. Worship Apollo. And Tom like spurs the horse forward and starts to charge forward.
Okay, so the woman is like separate from her chariot?
She is standing on, so she's in a wagon.
Mm-hmm.
And in that wagon with her the wagon is full. There are like 20 people in there.
Okay.
And she is standing on the front stool. Don't make a spot hidden roll. She's kind of floating.
Okay, so this is the more powerful of the 2.
She's got more people.
There's that. Ugh.
Oh, and actually, yeah, she does have stones in both hands.
Oh, crud.
And so Helios, Tom, has spurred his thing forward. Are you guys doing anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to angle so I can get around behind Apollo so she can't see me coming, basically, because what we've learned so far, or at least what I've gathered so far, is that they can be dropped if they're caught unawares.
Okay. Sure. Now remember, there are like 20 people in this wagon. Mm-hmm. So they're crammed in looking all around.
Okay, they're looking around and not focusing on their deity?
That's right. They don't seem to be zoned. They're not holding her hand or anything. They're not doing the zoned out thing. They're basically cheering Apollo.
Okay. Can we tell which one then is Helios? Who is Tom?
Tom seems to be the guy with the reins.
Grab him first and then...
Yeah, I'm looking back and forth between them, just like deciding.
All right, you need to... The chariot is rolling forward.
All right, I'm going to step out a little bit, swing the rope, and aim for Tom.
Yeah.
All right, make me a rope use or whatever the
rope use. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll help you pull. It's my strength.
So I have a 33. Didn't need it because I rolled a not 2.
Well, there you go. All right, let's see here. Ooh, yeah. You easily get the lasso around Tom. And all right. And he lets go of the reins, and the horse takes off.
And I'm planting my feet and pulling in the opposite.
And the
direction.
wagon thud like that. And let's roll for the two guys. One of them just falls over backwards. The other one is like holding on. And Tom, your rope has him pretty well held in place. The chariot is still rolling forward. Very quickly, your rope will just yank him out of there.
Yeah, and I'm going to set my feet and hasten that process along, sliding a gloved hand along and just pull.
I'm going to help hold the rope so it can't get away from you.
All right. And Apollo says, well, unexpected blessings. And there's a flash of light.
Uh-oh.
And your rope falls flat. And Tom's stone flies through the air. And Apollo grabs it.
Damn it.
And that's where we go to break.
Damn it.
So we will be doing a giveaway now for the physical copy of Sunspots. And that will be Continental US physical copy. It's hashtag chaos at the break here to get in on that. And we will be back just as soon as 6 people can use 5 bathrooms. And we Welcome back. Last chance, #chaos. Get entered to win a physical copy of Sunspots, continental US only. Sorry, Hawaii. I don't know. If you live in Hawaii, we'll figure something. Maybe. If you live in Hawaii, you've got enough going for you. You live in Hawaii. So last chance, #chaos, to be entered to win a copy of Sunspots. So Apollo says, hidden blessings, and vaporizes Tom, and the stone flies towards Apollo, and her hand is open, and I need Jonesy and Susanna to make me POW rolls.
All right. Oh, okay. Yeah, 23.
65. Fail.
All right. Susanna, the stone veers from Apollo and flies right into your hand. And you are once again a god. I forgot which god you were.
I was Mithra, but
Mithra. Yeah.
But that was with 2 stones. Is it different with 1?
Yeah, you're still Mithra.
Oh, goody.
And you are all of a sudden you are standing, you are glowing, and the 2 guys who were with Tom, one of them like fell out of the chariot. The other one is just like now holding on to the chariot as it slowly rolls to a stop. And Celia, Apollo is just standing there looking a little sort of confused.
Do I actually have powers this time, or am I just glowing?
I mean, you don't know. You feel like you're a god.
Cool. Ugh. All right. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what to do.
Do you grab Jonesy?
No.
Okay.
Apollo will like look at this and notice the pause. You're new to this. That's fine. Why don't you and your mendicant join me? I've been looking for a high priestess.
Mithra bows the knee to none.
Mithra? Who's Mithra?
I am Mithra.
Oh, wow, you're a new one. Well, I mean, I hope, Mithra, that you've seen how things work in this town. And you have one follower.
I saw that quizzical eyebrow.
I have teeming masses.
You have 20. That is hardly teeming.
It's 20 times your faith.
And I will. I'm gonna glance around Tivit to see where my other followers are, my teammates, see if they're around.
All right, so you have all of a sudden, in this weird burst of semi-omniscience, you see a good ways away Abe in the shaggin' wagon, like staring at like this translation and realizing it's upside down and turning it around and like drawing things in the margins as he's trying and you see Elias rushing towards where you are, and Jared following after him, going like, what just happened? What? And Elias is like clutching a dictionary.
My man of words.
And so they will turn the corner, like they're just about to turn the corner to be on the street that you are on.
All right, I will turn and look back toward them, and when they appear, just beckon them closer with a finger.
All right, Susanna's glowing, and just like basically summoned you both. Just very imperiously, it's like this way.
Of course, why not?
Yeah. Okay.
That's how this day's going.
So you both.
I was just going to say, at some point, I do look down and realize I only have a dictionary. Son of a.
All right. So you get up there and you see that Susanna is once again got a stone. There's a stone in her hand, and you see a gleaming white wagon pulled by 3 flaming steeds. And standing in the front is Reverend Celia, who is now Apollo, and she is just sort of kind of like, her facial expression is sort of gentle bemusement.
Are we retreating? I'm sorry. Are we
I just look at him. Excuse me?
Are we tactically maneuvering?
That sounds very much like retreat.
It's the kind of retreat where you win in the end.
Okay, is Mithra the goddess of just like all out combat, or is there some tactical stuff in there too?
No, Mithra is sort of a smarter fighting thing. You know, you're not a barbarian. Now if Jonesy had gotten the stone,
yeah,
there'd be a lot more barbarian and eating people and things like that.
Yeah, I don't ever want to see that tongue thing again, so I am so fine with that. That tongue thing was genuinely horrifying.
If I see any reception to the tactical retreat comment, I'll lean in. Can you figure out how to do that teleport thing? Because now would be a good time to use it.
I'll consider that for a moment, and then, gathering one's forces would probably be wise, wouldn't it? And I will.
So everything that Susanna says echoes throughout the entire town. And at that point, Apollo says, "I think you mean running away."
And I'll turn and look at her and say, well, perhaps you and your hot-headed brother think as much, but those who actually know war know better. And I will attempt to teleport the 4 of us away.
Okay, make a PAL roll.
68, fail.
Push the roll. Nothing can go wrong. We get the inspiration if you push the roll.
Nothing can go wrong, you say.
Well, it can go horribly wrong in particular if you push the roll, but I'm trying to lie and give you false confidence.
Thanks. I mean, I have better than a puncher's chance of making it. I just don't know if I want to make it, is the thing. To get us out of here.
I mean, well.
I mean, we also have this.
We've got inspiration already.
What? It's entirely up to everybody else.
You want to do it the pedestrian way, use inspiration.
I see you over there.
God. And God's push it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It seems like that would be a thing that you would do now is try to push through it.
All right, you terrible, terrible influences.
All right.
I'm pushing it.
All right.
Hey, it got worse. 85.
All right. So you all disappear. Abe, you're like sitting there and you disappear. You all reappear about 15 feet over the lake.
Ooh.
And you all plummet into the lake. And when Susanna plummets into the lake, there's a definite sizzle and like steam comes up. So you are all out kind of in the middle of the lake, doggy paddling, You see the beach. It's an easy swim. It's not hard. You notice that the lake is down, like, and not because of the tide. It's like evaporating.
I know that my recollection was bad last time I was in this space, but I look around to see if I'm in the same space.
You feel like this is pretty close to where the boat was.
And I go, all right, I'll be back. And I go, and I'm going to swim down.
All right. The good news is underwater is brightly lit by Mithra's lower half. And so you like, gleaming out, and make a spot hidden roll.
Oh no. I might want to
push the roll.
Yeah.
Or
It's double oh no.
I could push it.
Yes.
I will push it.
Woo.
Oh boy.
Regular success.
All right. You think maybe you see something that looks like a shipwreck, or at least something man-made on the bottom of the water. It's a little more out towards the middle of the lake.
Okay. So as soon as I kind of get a bearing of it, I'm not going to stay down for too long.
It occurs to me I did not ask an important question. Does everyone have the swim skill?
No.
To an extent, I think we all have the swim skill.
Yeah, you all have a basic swim skill.
Yeah, we all have a base.
All right, so Elias, you were the first person to try and actually do something other than tread water. So make me a swim roll.
That is the base 20.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right, so you come up sputtering, and you're like, there's like a struggle, and
Okay, bad idea.
We come back with a boat.
Yeah.
It's doggy paddle to shore.
Yeah.
And try and
yeah,
back.
you can make it to shore. You don't need to make swim rolls if you're just gonna
Okay.
kind of
That's all
slowly.
good. Yeah.
Basically, you're gonna very slowly make your way to shore. And as you come out right in front of sunbathing Jared, lying there, nude sunbathing, just not even paying attention to any of you. As you walk, but you some of this might be your first time seeing Jared. Second Jared.
I think we've all seen Jared.
Yeah.
So.
And he'll just
We've
go.
all seen Jared.
And he'll once again just go, "Hey, me."
Hey, Jared, have you seen Simpson?
Is that the store dude?
Yeah, he's over at
Yes.
the store.
Yeah, he usually is at the store there.
He
Okay.
might know where the other stones are.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Can I kick him?
Hey, how come you're not following anyone?
I don't know. I'm too, and I'm just not a follower.
Okay.
I'm a shepherd, not a sheep.
The world's gonna end if we don't solve this problem. So
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Yeah. Hey everyone. The person giving out the stones is Simpson, who runs the store, who is an archaeologist, who is also with Mr.
Denby Partridge.
Denby Partridge. Who,
No, they had a falling out.
I heard that name from the lady who
Somehow resisted your charms.
exactly completely. She's waiting for me, isn't she?
no, she's bolted her door now. Finally, won't
yeah.
answer it again. I'm sure. Probably gonna want some ice or
bad
something.
cop.
Yeah. Yeah, it went really well, by the way. The bad cop, good cop thing went really well.
I look at Jared and I'm like,
Susanna, why are you glowing?
Susanna, make me a sanity roll.
What is my sanity currently at? Okay. 37. Success.
All right. So you lose 2 sanity and you are Susanna, at least for when he says your name. you're like, what is going on? What the hell is going on here?
Oh, perfect. Do we have a bag or something? Can we find
Yes.
Yellowbird?
Let's bag it.
Let's just call out for Yellowbird. Yellowbird, Yellowbird, Yellowbird.
Is that how it worked?
Oh my god, I want that to work.
You
Way.
It made Rachel laugh.
you hear the same booming voice that all gods have. It is John Yellowbird, and he says, "Not yet. I'm not powerful enough yet."
We have another stone.
Get the stone, you jackass!
Biscuit. I'm going to take off my wet shirt, throw it over the stone, and
Well,
try not that.
So,
I'm gonna
are you
take
giving
stone
up the stone, Susanna?
Oh.
Susanna.
Or are you gonna get another stone from Susie?
Too many Susannas. There's too many Susans in this damn town.
That's why we got to get rid of one.
There can only be one.
Highlander rules.
No, if I'm back to me, I'm going to let go of it as Elias like wraps his wet shirt around my hand and like try to slide it out without losing a finger.
All right, make me a POW roll.
Okay. 24 is a hard success.
All right, you successfully disengage from the stone. You feel the heat emanating off of this thing as you wrap it up. Make me a POW roll with advantage.
Okay.
Come on. That is a 9.
All right, you resist the impulse.
which
There's
is
like a brief second where you're like, I don't want Ezra to have to look up another sun god.
That's a critical success, if that matters. But
There, all right. You don't even
Okay.
then you know your GM thanks you as you put the stone in your bag, aware the whole time of like the heat of it.
yeah.
Are we,
All
are,
right.
are we just gonna walk around town the rest of the day carrying that damn thing in the bag? We're gonna be a target of everyone.
Well, I've got to go back and finish reading that stupid paper.
I just want to know if the paper came with him when he teleported.
Oh.
Is this
Make me a
paper
luck
floating?
roll, Abe.
Oh, my
I'm
luck is
sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
terrible.
I was thinking it, but I
17.
17. It did not.
Nope. The paper is sitting on
It
the
just goes-
it's sitting on the bed in the shaggin' wagon, on the pillows.
Yeah. Okay. So Simpson, the archaeologist, he's selling these things. He's part of what is going on here. The Partridge is coming for some sort of sun festival. We're all going to die if that happens. Not Partridge. Yeah.
Yeah,
Simpson,
Partridge.
Denby Partridge.
Partridge.
Anyway.
And it's happening today.
Yeah. So I think we got to go talk to Simpson.
Simpson?
What is Simpson going to do?
Maybe
Sell us another stone?
He's
maybe
the one
she,
who started this whole thing.
maybe she had some light, on the whole situation.
Aha. See what you did there.
Yeah.
Was it illuminating?
Oh.
On that, I run. Elias runs. He's like, no, let's to the store.
you got the right idea. I don't think we have any time to waste.
Probably not.
All right. So you see there is there's a store that has a big sign that says Robin's Nest Book and Crafts, and then like X'd out and painted on in like really bad red paint is Shining Soul Gifts.
Okay.
And the door is open.
Yeah, we go in, right?
Yeah,
Does anyone
let's
not
go in.
want to?
No, we're going in. Just give me a sign when, Jared.
All right, so you go in and you see this man
Down.
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 There.
There you go.
and Thomas, with your 01, you recognize Denby Partridge.
Oh. But is Simpson in there?
Not that you can see.
Oh, so he showed up today.
And
I
he
don't
just
know
looks
that.
at you and he says, "Well, hello.
Hello.
How can I
For some
help
reason-
you?"
Wait. Is he behind the counter?
Yeah.
Looking for Simpson.
Oh, Alan sold me this store and just he left. He didn't like the way the town was turning out.
Anyone?
Yeah, I want to roll psychology on
Anyone?
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I think he killed him, and the
Psychology.
body's behind the counter.
Probably. That seems likely.
I want to hit on
74.
that.
I completely think he killed him, and the body's behind the counter.
04.
53.
34.
All right, yeah, he definitely seems like he does not seem sincere.
Mm.
Yeah. So we're out here looking to find out who's responsible for this mess, so that we can dole out the appropriate punishment.
Whoa.
I see, and I'd love to help you with that. I too want to clean up this mess.
Go on.
Does he seem sincere when he says that?
He does, yeah. He wants to.
Okay.
Simpson is a fool.
Oh, we all caught that past tense.
He has allowed far too many of these stones to be released, and you see what the children do with them. They fall to squabbling. We need to stop that. We need to nip it in the bud.
And how do you recommend doing that?
Well, tomorrow at the Sun Festival, I'm going to destroy all the stones.
Just that easy.
I've read the parchments. I know the rituals.
Don't look at me. I couldn't get through any of them.
And the parts that the parts that I still need to work on, what's her name?
Newman?
Rebecca will help me out with. She's translating them now.
Not without her dictionary.
And I slam the dictionary down on the table.
I don't buy books.
So, the Sun Festival, that's when you are going to destroy the world?
Destroy the world? That's where I keep all my stuff.
Have you seen the lake? Have you seen this place?
Yes.
It's going to be a desert, and it's going to spread.
Not if we get rid of all the stones. The stones are what's causing this problem. All these, whatever Celia's doing and Yellowbird and all these people, whatever their insanity is what's causing this whole problem.
So,
somebody.
I have a
Who are
question.
you?
Interested parties. Who started all this? I mean, the stones didn't always exist.
Simpson. Well, so Simpson and I found the stones. Well, we found the pouch, really. And you see, at the bottom of that lake, there is the wreckage of a boat that predates any other vessel we have ever found. It's my opinion that boat is Hyperborean.
Hypo what?
Yeah.
Hyperborea was until this point, theoretical pre-human civilization on Earth. And that ship is the first tangible proof we've had of it. And in that ship, we found an altar, and on that altar was a pouch. And Simpson took the pouch, and that pouch the pouch of Laum, summoned sunstones. You reach into the pouch, you pull out a sunstone. Simpson, idiot that he is, just started pulling them out willy-nilly. Once he realized that people are addicted to these stones, he started selling them to anybody. I had to leave to get the the first time I left, I had to get the scrolls, and I had to get Dr. Newman to be able to work on them. The second time I left, well, I now know the ritual to destroy all the stones. Let me show you something. And he'll take you to the back of the store. In the back of the store, you see the body of what you can only presume is Simpson, with a golden ankh stabbed into his chest. And next, across from that, is a huge lens of some sort. It's that thing that was in the picture with him. You're probably not familiar with telescopes and magnify, but it's like a big, it seems like a huge magnifying glass or something.
Okay.
This lens is important, and it's part of a ritual that I'm going to convince these fools to partake in that will destroy all the stones.
How are you going to convince them?
They're children.
Well, what's the catch?
Yeah, anything like this has a price.
Well, yes, there will be some sacrifice of I'll call it mental energy. But the good news is we have a ready battery of people who will believe almost anything.
So the people out there, they're incinerating each other. How will you convince them to part with their stones?
One very important part of those scrolls is that I am immune. I cannot be affected by any of the stone's magic. If you want, I can make you immune.
How?
Yes. And that question.
It's a ritual, much like the other one. It'll take a small amount of your mental energy. I will anoint you, and you will be immune to the power of those stones.
But then we are following you?
No, we're immune.
No,
All right, do it.
Well, one of you seems very gung-ho about this. Shall we do you first?
Absolutely.
All right. He'll say, he starts lighting candles, and he says, all right, do me a favor, sit next to Simpson there.
Okay.
All right, and he starts chanting in a language that none of you speak, and he pulls the ankh out of Simpson's chest, and he holds it high, standing above Jared.
I'm gonna bring my rifle across my chest. Where he pulled it out of Simpson's chest.
He pulled the ankh out of Simpson's chest. He brings the ankh gently down to your forehead and makes just the slightest incision.
Okay.
And as he does that, the rest of you see his forehead starts to glow in like a golden light. And he says, all right, in about 2 hours, the headache should subside. You lose 6 magic points, Jared.
Oh, did I get back the magic from sleeping the
You
point
did,
from last
yeah.
night? Okay, so pop back.
So you lose 6 magic points.
Okay.
Everyone that is not, well, actually, yeah, everyone make a sanity roll.
No.
Everyone's being, we're all being a little cavalier with the dead body, and
Mhm.
I got a
all
hard
right.
success.
Susanna's fine with it. Jared, how'd you do?
Oh, I mean, internally, if this is the asshole that started everything, but I failed the sanity roll. Yeah, I failed the sanity roll.
All right. So witnessing the ritual costs 2 sanity. If you made the roll, you're fine. It didn't cost anything. Mainly it's the dead body and the blood and that sort of thing.
I think it's the Ankh coming out and then going to Jared like he's gonna kill him. So,
Clean it first. That's the sanity loss, right?
It's the lack of hygiene is what. So yeah. He'll look up. He'll say, "Next."
I'll go sit down next to Simpson.
Wait. Hold on, Elias. Jared, how are you feeling?
You have a headache.
Yeah, you're not lying. There's a headache.
If we had a stone, I could prove to you that he's immune to it.
I'll just
I hold my hands out to Elias.
Yeah.
don't do it, Elias.
I just
So
hold
wait,
my shirt
you-
up here. I'm
All right.
shirtless, by the way.
You
Also,
That
You-
doesn't mean anything.
you hold up, and he goes, maybe I should touch that, not you.
Oh, you just said.
I'm pretty powerful, if you know what I mean. But here.
Yeah, look at his guns.
Who, me?
So, sir, you're immune to the effects. Yeah, why didn't you touch the stone?
All right.
Whoa, no.
Clomp.
I
I'm immune.
All right. The stone does not feel warm at all to you.
And I hand it back to Elias. Or in the shirt, right?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I'm holding that. Yeah.
I wouldn't advise any of the rest of you to touch it. Unfortunate things happen if you touch them.
Oh, we know.
I'm up. Move over, Simpson.
All right, he will do the ritual again. He plunges the Ankh back into Simpson with gusto,
Gotta recharge it.
and he chants. He pulls it out. He holds it high above you. He brings it down. He makes the incision in your forehead, and you've got a headache, and you lose 6 magic points. At this point, is anybody not going to get the ritual?
Well, I want to make sure that it worked on Elias as well. Like have him handle the stone.
Well, he's already handling the stone with.
He's holding it by like the sleeve.
All right, he says, yes, by all means, friend, touch the stone.
Touch the stone.
You don't, it doesn't feel warm at all to you.
It's cool. It's like a marble.
Yeah, I'll take it because
So is anybody not getting the ritual?
No, Jonesy has realized that magic does work, and she's kind of like, I don't know.
You should call for a second opinion.
Yeah. Think how good your blood's gonna taste. If you're all
don't you dare call that thing.
Abe, are you getting the ritual?
Yeah, we're doing rituals now. Cool.
All right.
Why
So
not?
Abe, you are next, and he
Yeah.
plunges it into you, and then he
Into
brings it down on your head. You have a headache.
No, wrong order. You killed Abe.
You lose 5 magic points.
Okay.
2 for malpractice.
Susanna and Jonesy, which one of you is first?
I'll be.
All right. You
haven't
sit
touched
down, and he says, "Oh, you've touched a stone already."
I've touched a couple of the fucking things.
Oh. I haven't
Wow.
tried this ritual on anyone that's touched a stone.
Actually, he just did me. I was the Hindu god before.
Oh, you're right. All right. Well, he doesn't know that. So, oh wait, he would know that. Damn. But your friend seemed fine.
Well, then let's hope that me having handled 3 different ones doesn't affect this.
Abe, did you do the stone test where you touched the stone?
No, I have not. I just assume it works.
All right.
That sounds like it.
Okay. He plunges the Ankh back in, stands up, and the Ankh comes down on your forehead. You lose 7 magic points.
Okay.
And you have a heck of a headache.
Just like, oh. Well, that stung. Elias, let me see that stone.
Sure. Hands it over.
Can
All
I
right,
reach out?
make me a power roll.
Oh, there it is.
Mithra's back.
I got a 33 out of 60.
Oh.
All right, it's cold.
Cool.
Now,
But do I feel like there was a second of a pull? Okay.
Nope. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Well, it seems to have worked.
All right, and he does you, Jonesy. And he says, "All right, you're
what if I don't do it?
well.
I don't need to handle the stones, right? You guys can all handle stones.
Enjoy being a pile of ash.
I didn't exactly choose to grab onto that last stone, Jonesy. Do you remember? It just came flying at me.
So wait, so it so if I don't get it, then they can use the stones on me. But if I do, I see.
Well, you really took me on a journey there.
It's been a
Take
day.
me on the journey now.
All right. And so he will jab in and do that. And as he's like doing Jones, he's like, this is the most useful Simpson has ever been. You lose 4 magic points. And you have a headache. He's like, the headache should go away in a couple hours. And you should now be immune to the effects of the stones. So I want to let you know my plan. So today, I'm announcing the Sun Festival. I've already convinced Celia that this is going to be her coronation. I just have to convince that fool Ramses. They'll both be there. They'll try and fry me with their powers. It won't work. I will convince the sheep that I am more powerful than all of them. Because of that, they give me the stones. I throw the stones on the lens. The stones die. We all go home.
So we could try that with a stone right now, put it on a lens, and see if it destroys it.
Well, there's a ritual and a lot more magical energy is required. And Simpson might be about out.
And is that going to come from the belief of the people, the followers?
Exactly. I'm using their own weapons against them.
We'll
Is
see
it
if
their belief or their blood? Sorry, Susanna.
Oh, you're fine.
Well,
Potato, potato.
can
But,
I-
well, no, wait, let me rephrase.
Yes.
No, there's no blood required. Their belief is powerful enough.
Oh, say what? But belief is a hell of a lot easier to get than blood.
Some cases.
What,
But no, there should be no blood required tomorrow.
what about the other gods that are around? There's somebody who says they Jesus around.
Well, I believe Jesus has pretty much been subsumed by Ramses, but the smaller gods are really not that much of a question. They're not really that much of a problem. Most of them, I'm guessing, will be subsumed by tomorrow. In fact, hey, could I borrow that stone for a second?
Well, I wanted to try something. If you don't mind, it should be quick.
No, please.
I just want to take a glass of water and put the stone in there and see if it heats up the water.
It does.
If we get enough of these, we can make a coal steam engine.
Oh, I was thinking a hot tub, but okay. Great idea.
What?
You
Well,
know.
think about it.
So I just want to go back to the part where these stones cause incalculable evil and
You don't touch
incinerate
it.
other people.
Like if we were to encase it so no one could get to it.
So you're saying we shouldn't destroy these ancient weapons of horrible
Oh, no, I didn't say that. But if the bag's still around and it could be controlled.
I think that's an awfully big if there, Jared.
Yeah.
Well,
It
you're
can be.
immune to it, correct?
Yes.
You could make it.
Yeah, but I don't know. Why would I?
We had more steam engines in the world. That would be a good thing.
Yeah, if we had fewer sunstones in the world, that would be a great thing.
It's not the sunstones that are a problem. It's the people with the stones. You separate the stones from the people, they're not a
No,
problem
the
anymore.
sunstones are causing the problem. You know, I mean,
It seems the world was fine when they were all in a bag, so they can exist.
Are they created when they're pulled out of the bag?
well, that's unclear. I don't know where they come from. I don't know because he pulled a lot more out of that bag than should have been in that bag.
Oof.
I mean, I'm just going to put it out there that I'm for any argument that gets rid of the stones. When you have stones floating around, even if they're going to really help everything, you end up with Brighton at some point. Could I borrow that? Could I borrow that stone real quick?
He has convinced me. I will hand it over.
All right. He says, I learned this trick. Hello, Brighton. And his voice booms all over everything. I just want to invite you all to the Sun Festival tomorrow, high noon. It's gonna be a blast. Thanks. And he hands it back to you.
Okay.
I've got a bunch of flyers that I need to go hang up.
Cool.
And you said Ramsey still needs to be convinced?
Oh, I'll take care of that.
And what about Simpson?
Glance at the body.
What about Simpson?
Yeah, what about Simpson? I like him a lot better this way.
He should be buried. And not just hanging around.
Oh, well, you know, there's a little more magic energy that I think we can get out of him, but sure. You know, I'll pay him all the respect he deserves. Hack.
Well then, why don't we go ahead and give him a burial?
Well, because I need to get more magic energy out of him. But first I'm going to go hang a bunch of flyers. We can have a funeral we can have a beautiful funeral for Simpson tomorrow, maybe after we've gotten rid of the stones.
Right.
I'm far more concerned about the living than I am the dead.
And on that, I suppose we can agree.
Mm-hmm.
He was probably living before he got that ankh plunged into his chest.
Sure.
Okay, we've got something to do.
Yeah.
I have to go talk to Rebecca.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't mention or put in a good word for
Oh,
us.
you met her?
Send her my apologies.
And my apologies.
And my apologies.
That's a lot of apologies.
Yeah.
That's like 2 more apologies than I would have. No, that's 3 more apologies than I really would have thought.
Actually, Jared's probably isn't necessary because he was good cop.
What?
No.
Are you what? What did you do?
We were
to my
trying
girlfriend.
to get information.
I'm sorry, what? You're what?
My girlfriend, an eminent professor, a genius translator, a beautiful woman, a kind and gentle lover.
I may need to start with the apologies to you. I thought she was the source of the Sunstones.
Why?
It was the lead we had at the time.
Okay, well, you know, sure.
And I may have taken a piece of paper from her desk.
And you could take that dictionary back to her.
I thought that looked familiar. What? So you took paper from her? You didn't take any of the scrolls, right?
Is that the brown kind of paper? Then yes, I did.
Wow. Wow. Well, all right. Why?
Again, we thought she was less than pleasant, and wouldn't explain what was going on in this town. She wouldn't explain anything. She just was too busy transcribing things.
Well, she does get wrapped up in her work.
And so
I think I referred to the fact that she's a genius.
Mm-hmm. And so we thought, or I thought, that to get to the bottom of this, it would be, the answer would be in one of those brown parchments.
Which is correct.
And you were going to translate the ancient Greek, Abyssinian, Babylonian combination?
Well, I didn't know it was in those languages. I just thought it,
So you,
I mean,
she invited you into her room.
Well, I am me, of course.
We were not invited in.
I see. Well, I'm going to just go make sure Rebecca's okay. Do me a favor and lock up here when you're done, huh?
Right.
Oh, hey. Could I hold on to that stone? I want to use it as a lure for Ramses.
I'm gonna look at each person and see what their reactions are. What do you guys?
I mean, having a stone out there walking around is a great way to have things come to a head before you're ready.
Yeah, we could give it to you at the festival.
Sure. I just, like I said, I wanted to use it as bait for Ramses.
Well, don't you need the bait for tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll give it to you tomorrow.
Okay, I was just going to tell Ramses today. I mean, I suppose I could tell him tomorrow morning.
Well,
Sure.
if you go and tell him and you have a stone, isn't he going to take it from you and try to, and then the whole game is up?
They know they can't hurt me. They've tried.
Oh.
So are you going to tell him what? That you're going to give him another
I'm going to tell him that at the Sun Festival, he's going to get this stone. And I'm going to tell him that, he's going to finally get to destroy Celia and get everything he wants. Pretty much the same thing I told Celia.
How did you convince Celia if you didn't have a stone?
Celia's nicer than Ramses.
That I will agree with.
She didn't. Ramses is just a jealous little prick, and if unless there's something in it for him, he's not going to do it.
All right.
He hates the fact that he can't hurt me.
I appreciate you actually explaining the plan. With that knowledge, I think I'm more all right with it. I say, looking at the others.
Up to the one with the stone.
Nice.
All right, hand it over.
Sorry, I just had to do that.
We were just
back.
Yeah, the quick draw people have their guns out. I
Yeah.
just had to do that. You guys are really jumpy. Am I gonna be okay with what Rebecca tells me?
No.
All right.
Full disclosure. I, Elias Jackson, journalist, published author, kicked the door in and it hit her in the face. I kicked it a little harder than I thought I was going to. Drew a gun on her.
Why'd you? So again, you thought she was the mastermind behind all of this evil.
She had the scrolls.
Or who knew who was. And
so you didn't focus your anger on any of the people who were incinerating people.
Oh, we
focused it on the woman with the book.
We tried to shoot them several times. Yes, that didn't work.
Well, that makes me feel a little better at least.
Do we want to get that piece of parchment, Abe, so we can bring it back?
Oh yeah, if you wouldn't mind, A, bringing that back, and B, apologizing to my girlfriend.
Okay.
I can't believe how long that answer took.
No, I mean the three of you, and you two probably have something to apologize for given the way things have been going.
I came nowhere near your girlfriend.
You should apologize for your association.
Well, that's what my apology was for.
I am not responsible for what my associates do. I'm barely responsible.
But yeah, just bring her the scroll, give her a nice apology. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'll put in a word. I'll try and smooth this over. And Sun Festival. I gotta go get some flyers up and then start building a podium.
Hey,
maybe I can get that bum Taylor to build it. Where is that guy? Probably on the beach. And he'll walk out. He leaves you in the store like unlocked.
What is in the store? Is there anything? Yeah.
Where's the satchel for my coalesce steam engine?
There's no pouch. There are a lot of fake. Well, actually, I mean, you don't know that they're fake. They don't look like any of the sunstones that you've seen. And there are also like there's stuff that apparently was from before Simpson took over this store. There's like tchotchkes that say Brighton on it and like towels and that sort of thing. A Brighton t-shirt. So Brighton, it's always in season.
We should go read the scroll before we hand it over.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, let's at least try to get a sense for what exactly is going on, or at least what she's translated.
Yeah. No, I was hoping he would just take it back and we wouldn't have to deal with her anymore, but there we go.
Deal with Cthulhu's mobile?
Sorry, what?
What? Yeah, what?
What did you say?
Jonesy.
Anyway.
It was funny, apparently.
So you head back to the Shaggin' Wagon, and the parchment and the translation are still right where Abe left them. Elias, you have a feeling you could read it faster than Abe?
No, read and walk.
No, I'm not apologizing. I was perfectly within my right to hit on any woman.
Susanna gives him a very slow turn and stare, just like, you want to try that sentence one more time?
You know what you do? When you
What should I do?
When you get in the room, you say, I didn't see a ring on there. DB Pembridge or whatever, do you see a ring on there?
Elias, you give the worst
in front of her, and that way she'll forget about me kicking the door into her face.
Elias, you give the worst advice.
But the best misdirection.
Yeah, exactly. I hit on her, she denied me. I hit on her again, she denied me a second time. I left because I know third time sometimes not a charm.
I mean, no is a complete sentence. Never mind.
So I would like to read the translation.
So I'm not apologizing for anything.
Apologize for stealing the paper. If you're not gonna, you don't have to apologize for hitting on her. But apologize for nicking her stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah, you stole this. I say, pointing at the parchment.
All right. So Elias, make me a library use roll.
Come on.
I'm gonna inspire that because I'm sick of not knowing what's in the stupid paper.
Let's fire it, yes.
That was an 89. That's a 40, which is under my library use.
All right. So you go through the translation. This takes a couple hours. There are it's an overview of the five parchments. The first seems to be detailing the worship of something called Azathoth as the sun, and recognizing that Azathoth is universal, our perception of him can only be realized through our one sun, as the other suns of the universe are too far for us to see with our eyes alone. The second one is a list of geographical landmarks that lead to the lost Hyperborean ship, where the pouch of Zaum and the sunstones are located. The third describes the specific hand gestures and ceremony for generating sunstones with the pouch of Zaum. It also describes that stones used for long time stores energy and allows the user to communicate with Azathoth. The fourth one is a long chant used with sunstones to see visions. It describes the stones as tools that the ancient Hyperboreans used to both communicate directly with their deity and also to use the power of the sun to view both forward and backward in time. And the last one details the various methods for using the stones to summon Azathoth in form as the nearest manifestation of the god in our earthly form as soul. This ceremony just hastens a process that gets underway once worship has begun.
Does it mention a podium? Like, do I think that?
So you're reading again. This is a sort of a high level translation of the synopsis. This is a translation of one scroll.
So I guess I want to try and understand, in case I see Partridge doing the ritual that will bring Azathoth.
Okay. So there's the translation doesn't go into what the ritual is.
Okay.
It just says there's a ritual to do this.
Does it require a big lens?
Nothing. There's no mention of a lens in the scroll, in the translation, I should say.
I mean, out of character, are any of the languages in the scrolls written in more of like a pictogram form where you can kind of derive?
Oh, interesting. You can anybody who looks at the scrolls can make a Cthulhu Mythos roll.
Yep. It's a 6, but
I mean, I can't make the roll, but
I have a 7 in that. I forgot that.
I'm curious enough, and the stakes are high enough.
Well,
Nope.
Oh, so close, but
We can all push it.
Yeah, everybody push your Cthulhu Mythos rolls.
No way that could go wrong.
Okay. I rolled a 97.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Of course, Jonesy would roll the 97.
So Jonesy,
No,
you go, let me see these scrolls. And as you're doing that, you feel a familiar, weird, furry feeling like crawling up your leg.
Oh.
And Brown Jenkins pops out of the neck of your shirt. He's like, let me take a gander at that. Well, they spelled that wrong.
Do we all see this?
Yeah, you all see and hear.
Abe's going.
This is Elias's first time seeing Brown Jenkins.
Well, that's a sanity roll. Actually, that's a sanity roll for everybody.
Oh, okay. I'm excited. Hot Tub Jenkins is in town, ladies and gentlemen.
Hot Tub Jenkins.
What am I rolling?
Sanity.
So if you made it, it's nothing. If you failed, you lose 2.
Oh.
Hot Tub Jenkins. Oh boy, I'm bonkers.
20s. I'm heading your way.
Can you use luck on a Cthulhu Mythos roll?
Yes.
You?
Well, how interested are we?
Well, it sounds like Brown Jenkins is about to translate.
Well, Should I hold off to see what Brown Jenkins says? Is
You
that
gotta
allowed?
spend it now or not. You know, you gotta decide.
How much are you down?
It's just sanity.
Oh yeah, it's just sanity.
No, luck.
Luck. Oh, I'm at 62 luck right now.
Oh, plenty.
Like,
Spend
wait,
it all.
how would you be spending like 50? How much would you be?
Oh no, I'd be spending 8 though. It wouldn't be a trivial amount, but I'm close enough. Kind of want to. And I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna get out of a critical fumble. Like that's just my Ezra sense is tingling.
Abe's already got plans with Hot Tub Jenkins to use the stones to make.
So I'll pour over it. I'll pour over it with Jenkins. Sure, I'll spend the luck.
All right. So, huh. All right, so we've got a fumble and a made roll. So Jenkins sees you like looking at the thing, and he goes, "You speak Abyssinian?"
No, but is it pictograms though? Am I able?
Yeah,
to
there's a bunch of pictograms. Yeah.
No, but I can kind of piece together. From...
Oh, well, hold on. And he like slides out of Jonesy's onto his shoulder and then onto your shoulder and like wraps around your head. And he's like, "You see that one there? That symbol means fecundity."
And what does fecundity mean?
Oh, big knockers.
I will
I
commit
pushed
that to
Jared out
memory.
of the way and do- Hang on. I pushed Jared out of the way. I'm like, tell me more, Big Jenkins. Who's knockers?
So what you're seeing here? This is parchment number. Let's see here. So these are the parchments of Nam, and this looks like this is parchment number 4. I could teach you a chant here that would let you use a sunstone to see visions. Hey, does anybody have a drink?
The fact that you just have that with an easy reach, Amy.
He takes this thing. It's like double fit. He like glugs it down.
But we're just trying to figure out if we can trust this partridge fellow to destroy the stones.
Why do you want to destroy those stones? You could make a steam engine like nobody's business.
I did. Thank you. Okay.
Hey, entrepreneurial genius.
Do you want in on this?
You know, I could be a possible investor.
Hold on.
We need to get our hands on some of these stones. We need to get the bag.
No, Jared. You see what happens to people.
Yeah, that's they're encased in an engine. And if someone dives into scalding water to burn themselves to death, problem solved. It's a self-correcting.
The problem is, as soon as they touch the stone, they're immune.
Well, they have to get to it though, and if that's encased, if they can't get their fingers to it, and they're just being burnt.
Wait. He said once they touch the stone, they're immune?
Yeah, to scalding water.
Yeah. So you can't put them. You encase the stone in something. You put screens around it, other pieces of metal. They can't make the contact. They die before they get to it.
You know, there was a tribe in Polynesia that I convinced I was a sun god.
What did they call you?
Well, they didn't really. They called me Jenkins.
Hey, everybody! There's a rat in here that's talking.
Yes.
It's on my head.
He stays with the boy.
How do you do? I'm Brown Jenkins.
And you guys all seem to know this person thing?
Oh, he was on the train.
Know of Jonesy's mentioned.
Me and your friend Jonesy, we have an arrangement.
We have had an arrangement, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna go. You guys stay in the shaggin' wagon and do whatever you're gonna do in here.
The shaggin' wagon. I like that.
I know. And then I show him around and like show him like the fine pillows that
Those
I
are good pillows.
I know.
You know,
And
you could use one of those sunstones to make a pretty good hot tub.
Exactly. That was my invention. Like we could actually turn this into a real resort town with some real hot springs. The never-ending hot tub.
I like how this guy thinks.
I am under the impression that these things are pretty much pure evil.
Not if they don't come in contact with human flesh.
And you want to use something that could be turned into pure evil when it touches human flesh. For
I don't see how it's different. That it's just fire on a greater scale. Fire burns people. You can say, oh, well, fire kills people. It's bad.
But it's only the people who use it that are bad.
That's why people should never use fire. They should use sunstones.
You can't cook with sunstones, can you?
Apparently.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, no, you
How
like
well done do
fish.
you like your meat?
Yeah, see? Yeah, I don't need to eat ashes.
You stew it. We're talking about hot tubs. You boil it.
I feel like we've got off track here.
Yeah,
I'm gone. I'm outside. I'm losing that sanity a little bit.
Oh,
at a time.
speaking of which, Brown Jenkins, so our actual aim here is to try and figure out that this gentleman, what's his name again? Not Peterson, Denby, is not going to actually bring about Azathoth. He's just going to destroy the stones. And so he has a big mirror that he says he can like burn, like incinerate the stones on. Does that feel accurate?
A lens, not a mirror, but yeah.
I mean, all I can go off is what's in this parchment here, and there's nothing about destroying the stones or a lens in this one. You know, maybe if there were others.
Well, after we've made any corrections to the translation for this scroll, because Jared's still on like, yeah, I know about archaeology. Look, I fixed it for you.
You know what? Here, get a pen.
All right, yeah.
And he'll start telling you places where you should change a mark, and like he'll like, no, you gotta switch those two.
I mean, I'm doing the notes on the side of the translation. Actually.
Oh God,
Right.
you're about to mansplain to a translator. That's never going. That's gonna go well.
Jenkins is trying to get you to do it on the scroll itself.
Oh no, I'm gonna do it in the translations.
Well, it loses all context there. I mean, look at that. They used the wrong tense.
I mean, I'll leave the note and put the symbols in the correct order on the side of the translation. Should actually be this. They got this wrong.
All right. Yeah, he's like, all right, well,
We should take this to Newman and see if we can get that other scroll to see what the other ritual is.
I bet she'd like to meet Jenkins.
is she cute? Huh? Well, you know, I don't like to go out in public much.
Should we ride the wagon up to the hotel?
Sure, there's a wreckage of another wagon out there. Why we ought to add ours to it.
So, Elias,
The horses are at the hotel.
that's true. The wagon is not horsed.
Oh, that's right. Wheel them.
Oh, all right.
Jenkins says, I've got some ideas about an engine that could make this wagon go on its own.
A cola steam engine. You don't have horses.
Oh, I was just going to have a series of chained explosions.
What?
Oh,
Wait,
what?
explosions to make things? No, makes no sense.
All right, hang on. So
That
let's
sounds
go
like
to
a
the
lot.
hotel, and I like fashion a little I take a little fur and put it around Jenkins to disguise him. Like
All right.
Is he off my head finally?
Yeah,
What?
when Abe, like, he likes Abe, and so when Abe like makes the little fur thing, like Jenkins comes in and goes, this is cozy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like ET.
It's very stylish. And I try and basically fashion him to look like a pimp with a top hat and a fur coat and a little cane.
I was gonna ask about platform shoes.
He's like sitting on your shoulder wearing this outfit.
Let's go.
Like a candy cane.
Yep, exactly.
You know, do the clothes make the Jenkins or do the Jenkins make the clothes?
I think the Jenkins make the clothes. I think it's all attitude. How
You're
you wear
so
it.
right.
Okay, so
When you go out, no one reacts to you having a 2-foot-long rat sitting on your shoulder.
Well, given everything that's been going on, I think people are as desensitized as we are at this point.
All right. You head to the hotel, and
I'm gonna peel off and
Yeah.
go to Susan and just try and convince Susan to let go of the stone.
all right. So, yeah, Elias, when they head out, you head over to the Grove, and when you get there, you see Celia. Apollo is just standing next to her, just sort of like whispering in her ear.
Has someone has willingly gone over, right? And
Yeah.
handed the stone over and not died?
Yep. Yeah, Jesus went over, apparently, to Ramses.
Oh boy. I'm gonna walk up. Hey everyone. Hi. How you doing?
Celia looks up at you and she says, "Oh, hello.
Elias
I was
Jack.
just talking to my equal, Amaterasu, here. Would you like to join this conversation of deities?"
I am a published author. That's a yes.
I see. I suppose you're here to convince Amaterasu to give up her stone.
Yes, I think that she should willingly give it to you.
Well, we agree.
Yeah. There's a sun festival tomorrow, and I think that Susan would really benefit from giving you the stone.
When you say her name, Susan kind of looks up and her eyes change a little. She's like, Susan.
It could be a matter of life and death. So I would love to see Susan at the bar, or maybe not even at the bar. Maybe she doesn't have to worry about the bar anymore. Maybe someone else will take care of all the bar stuff, and you can go off, and Susan can go off and do whatever she wants. All you have to do is hand the stone over to Celia.
He's right, and she holds out her hand. Ooh, wow. All right, Susan rolled a 98. So yeah, Susan just goes like, yes, and she puts her stone in Celia's hand, and Celia says, "You sweet child, I'm so glad to add you to the fold." And she gets up, and she and Susan and Susan's followers, who are now Celia's followers, all start to walk away.
Ooh, I was hoping to kind of pull her away in the midst of
You
that.
could try. You could grab her.
I will certainly try.
All right.
Is it a strength?
Yeah, we'll call it, make a strength roll.
Hard success.
All right. You grab Susan and yank her back. And Celia kind of looks back and says, "I beg your pardon."
You don't need this one. And I kind of put her behind me. You don't need this one. You have what you need.
I need everyone. You, Elias Jackson. You look like a man who could use a faith.
The pen, the word, that is the faith I need.
I could use someone to scribe my missives.
I appreciate the offer.
You have but to take my hand.
I've done some things. I've done some bad things. I don't think you want someone like me around.
When you're a deity, you decide what is right and wrong. I offer absolution.
No thanks. Appreciate it though. It's you're gonna do great things.
Very well. You have made a trade. The stone for her. I accept. And she sweeps off, and she now has Susan's followers in her coterie. And Susan is just like, why? What? Who are you?
Part of a group that was sent here to rescue you.
Okay. Who sent you?
Your father did.
Oh, is my dad here?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yes, he could still be here. He might have left already, but we may be able to catch him.
Wow, I'm really tired. Is there I'm just gonna, where do I live?
There is, in fact, a place to stay. It's got great pillows.
What?
I think it's empty. Can
I guess. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think I need to lay down.
Actually, no. We should go to the hotel. You want a sensible room, an actual room. Your father has a room at the hotel. Let's go there.
So my father is here?
Yes, and he's at the hotel, and we should go.
Why did you say maybe?
It's a long story.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you will start to head back to the hotel. So you all get to the hotel, and I guess you're just going to head right up to Rebecca's room.
Why not? Did it before.
Oh man. Abe is from the Donald Trump school of foreplay. You get there and you hear voices behind the door. And you hear Partridge going like, and Jason is where? He never saw what. Well, look, I'm very sorry that you had to deal with whatever that was. I hope those miscreants come and apologize. I really have to go and get these flyers up and get stuff going for the Sun Festival. Are you going to be okay? And at that point, yeah, you were like, you knock on the door. And Partridge opens the door a little and he goes, wow, all of you at once?
Well, you said
No, just 4 of us.
Oh, okay.
you said you'd all apologize.
Yeah. Come
Stay
on
outside. They'll stay outside.
And Partridge like looks at Jenkins. That's new. Before he lets you in.
This is our investor.
That's a rat.
Mr. Jenkins.
You dressed a rat up.
Yeah, but it's a damn good outfit, isn't it?
What?
Make a sanity check.
he did. Why do you have a pet rat?
He's not my pet. He's our companion. He's our friend. He speaks many languages. He's looking to invest in the steam engine / hot tub enterprises that we're coming up with. But really, we're here to apologize. Secondly, return a scroll. Third, interested in another scroll. Just,
The rat speaks many languages.
I'm delighted that's the part you landed on.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, we're here to apologize and to try to make things right. We included some corrections in the translation for you.
You corrected Rebecca's work. You speak Greek, Assyrian, and Babylonian? Jenkins goes, I thought it was Abyssinian.
Oh no, what have we done? We're gonna look like fools.
Going to?
Your rat just talked.
Speaks many languages.
Because that's the weirdest thing that's happened in the last couple weeks.
I mean, it's right up there. Well,
Maybe come in.
Sure. Maybe leave the rat outside. Well, I never.
He's integral to our investment enterprises.
What investment enterprises?
We're sort of still bouncing around the hot tub / steam engine thoughts.
So again, you're just coming in here to apologize and give the scroll back.
Yeah, and yes.
So the rat doesn't need to come in.
Well, you said that all of us need to, anyone associated, because then why are...
What did the rat do to my girlfriend?
I mean, what did I do to your girlfriend? I haven't even met the lady.
But yet we all have to apologize.
Yeah, that's what you said. We're just
people are exhausting.
Yeah, we get that a lot.
Am I on the right team?
We're joining you. So I hope so.
Wow. Well, yep, please, just okay. So Rebecca, those people are here. They brought a rat, and they have something they'd like to say to you. And Rebecca is like sitting on the bed with her arms crossed, like looking at you all, shooting daggers at Abe.
Ma'am, I'm truly sorry for taking this piece of paper. I was under the impression that you were withholding information as to how we could resolve the issues here in this town and stop people from burning each other alive. But as Mr. What's Denby's last name again?
Partridge.
As Mr. Partridge has explained, that really that is the common goal here, and so we felt it best to return the parchment to you. And again, my apologies.
And I'm sorry that I have no control over what they do. I had no idea that my companions were doing or about to do the things that they did.
Well, thank you. That means something. Thank you. Now, if you don't mind, I'd just like to get back to work. I'd rather put all this behind us
the interesting thing here is my associate here does speak many languages, and we are interested in the 5th scroll.
Denby, why is she pointing at her shoulder?
Oh.
That's the rat, my dear. What? There's no rat there. Oh God, she's a normie. She can't see me.
What does that make the rest of us?
Insane.
I mean, obviously.
All right. The three, everybody except Abe and Elias, make me luck rolls.
Oh no, I just reduced my luck. Oh, and I rolled really high.
All right. So, it looks like Abe was gesturing at Jared instead of, since Jenkins wasn't there. And so she looks at Jared and she goes, "You speak many languages?"
Well, I mean, you can review the suggestions I made. I think my work speaks for
The
itself.
suggestions you made?
Well, on the sides, I didn't interfere with your translations.
You didn't draw on the parchment.
No,
on
no,
the
of course.
priceless.
No. The sheet that you had with the translations, the fresh sheet.
She grabs it and she looks. That's not a bad point. Well, that would be true if the scroll was in Abyssinian.
Damn it.
You can't win them all. Well, I'm not perfect.
But you have some good points here. Would you like to stay and consult a little?
Well,
I think you would, Jared. I think you're interested in finding out what happens to the, how we can prevent the ceremony, in case anybody tries to bring up around Azathoth. You should.
I'm beat.
I just
Can't tell when night's day or day's night's here.
I'm just gonna give Jared a long look, like,
What?
Stay in hell.
Jenkins, help me.
Oh, nobody can see me.
And I'm doing like gestures, clearly not hidden.
Yeah,
Get
no.
Jenkins to get on my shoulder.
And I'll look at it. I'll look at Jenkins and be like,
I don't want to stay in here.
I don't either.
Well,
Dear, maybe all these people should go.
Is there any way we could just, Jared could look really quickly, just sort of run us through the highlights, if you will.
So at this, Rebecca will stand up and go, "Take a look at this," and she'll bring you over to the scroll, and she'll be like,
And I stand right next to Jared, like Jenkins is like right here to Jared.
I'm like, I can't tell if this is a spondy or a trochee.
And I'm like,
I don't know what those are, but like with with little I've been able to glean together, and with Jenkins' help.
Oh, Jenkins is just like standing there, just like,
I'm like, come on.
oh, you don't understand how this works. See, I don't do anything for free. I need some blood.
I was hoping you were going to say booze.
So, here's the deal, Froman. You just let me get a little bite on that shoulder, and I'll tell your buddy everything he needs to know.
But he's gonna do the telling, so why don't you bite him?
Well, I'm going to roll Cthulhu.
He doesn't
Mythos,
drink enough.
apparently.
His blood's not nearly as tainted as yours, and besides, there's like 6 million of him.
Wow. Is that number accurate?
Not.
And we're gonna see every single one of them on this show.
How long is this show meant to run?
6 million episodes.
"There you go."
Welcome to episode 807.
Kill us, we want to die.
His name is Jared now. Yeah.
Did I do it?
Well,
Well, should I make a
Cosmos, just a little
Cthulhu-
blood.
Should I make a Cthulhu mythos for the scroll I'm looking at?
Really, you should make an Babylonian, Greek, or Assyrian roll.
Jenkins.
Yeah. What do you do if those are non-existent?
Jenkins is like tracing your neck. Abe.
Okay, fine. And so I just like scratch myself back here a little bit so that nobody sees.
All right, Jenkins like dives in. You take 4 points of damage.
Ouch.
As there's a really uncomfortable 25 seconds of just the only sound in the room being Jenkins going.
Susanna's just backing towards the door at this point.
Okay, we're done.
Oh, that's good. All right, put me on his shoulder.
I just basically like stand next to Jared. I'm like, you did this. Now finish it.
All right, he goes, well, that's a trochee, clearly.
Oh yeah, pretty positive it's a trochee.
Ah, okay. And so that same symbol in that third line then would be an interrogative?
Jenkins?
Well, now, did we talk about how much? I mean, I don't do anything for free.
How long? That was like, what, 20 or 30 seconds? You got your fill?
I think that's a question.
I don't think I can get my fill.
Yeah, I turned towards Rebecca. Well, that's a question for the ages. I can't.
Well, thank you. You've been very helpful. And I'm just gonna. I think you've really given me something to think about here. So thanks.
Jared has tried to commit to memory what little he has seen, so this wasn't. I don't know. He feels like he owes someone to like actually learn this. Anyhow,
All right.
guilt
So
is starting to kick in.
Like Partridge will start leading you out, and he comes out with you. And he leads back in and he says, lock the door, dear. And she does. And he goes, that rat drank your blood.
Like you said, there's a price for everything. So I turned to Jenkins. So what did we learn?
Well, we learned that I don't have a signed contract with you. I've got a signed contract with her. We could fix that if you want. I could be everybody's familiar.
I mean, I don't need a familiar. I mean, here's the thing. You got to talk to my dad's lawyer if you really want to do if you want to do any legal work.
I love lawyers.
Sure, they have tasty blood. I mean, I gave you some blood. You should tell me what that's all like. What did you read?
I gave you some blood.
This outfit. Come on, look at this.
I gave you some blood. Now you should do whatever I want you to. That's
No,
not
just
the
a little
deal.
something. I also gave you this outfit. I mean, you can keep this. This is fly. This is the shit.
Well, all right. The outfit is pretty great.
Yeah, it is.
Well, all right. That was scroll. Let's see here. That was scroll 3, and it described the hand gestures to pull stones out of the pouch.
You just don't reach in and pull them. I don't understand.
No, you gotta You got to do a specific gesture to open the dimensional portal in the pouch.
Oh, there's a portal in the pouch.
Yeah, there's not stones in the pouch. The stones are at the center of the universe with Azathoth.
Does it say how many stones there are in total?
Infinity.
Oh boy.
They're like, they're like Azathoth's rabbit droppings.
So there's no limit to where these enterprise can go, is what I'm hearing.
If we can find that pouch.
I wonder if it's in the store. But better yet, do we trust Pemberton to what's his name again?
Partridge.
Partridge.
Like partridge in a pear tree.
Do we trust
I don't trust that Pemberton.
yeah, except that's not his name, so I don't trust that guy either. But Partridge, do we trust him to actually destroy the scrolls?
Stones.
I don't trust anybody.
Wow, I'm all over the place. I think I might need a nap. I'm lightheaded. I've been drinking. I lost a lot of blood.
I feel great. Well, it's been wonderful seeing you all again. Jonesy, I'll be biting your ankles tonight. And he like opens a door that wasn't there a second ago on Jared's shoulder and walks through the door and closes it behind him, and the door is gone.
Did I have, against better judgment, did I see anything through that door?
Which
Against better
a
judgment.
spot hidden roll.
I mean, it's like if a door opens, it's hard not to reflexively, I mean, especially if it's on your shoulder, you're going to turn. I failed that roll.
Oh,
All right.
I want you to make this, please.
Yeah, you know what? Let's freaking inspire that.
It's going to be hot
need to
tubs,
know.
but
I need to know if he's going to like some weird.
I mean, that was a waste. Close, but I'm not spending the luck. I'm sorry.
All right, you had a sense of some sort of like, dungeony weird cave, but with with the masonry walls kind of thing.
Lives in a castle is what you're saying.
Possibly, sure.
Okay.
You guys come downstairs and you see Elias coming in with Susan. And Susan seems smaller and frailer than every time you've seen her.
Susan?
Hey guys, have you seen Dr. Peterson?
Not recently.
Did you know which room he was in?
Did we ever know that?
Well, he was in the
Nope.
attic. Wasn't he? Was he in the attic?
He was in the very top
he
room.
did say
Yeah.
about he did to the attic.
Yeah, so I'll go up to the attic room and.
All right. You knock on the door, and the door opens, and there's a gun in your face.
Oh, hey, this is what that feels like.
What do you want?
We rescued Susan.
Susan! Oh, Susan! And he like comes forward, Susan, and like it's very clear that as he does this, he grasps her hands looking for the stone. And then when he doesn't see them, he's like, "So good to see you, my dear."
Is there more than one bed in there?
Where's Susan Stone?
Someone else has it.
Who?
One of the other gods.
I see. Well, Susan, come in. Excuse me, I need to talk with my daughter.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Should we tell him what happened?
I'm gonna sit outside the door.
All right, he's being very nice, You hear him like constantly asking like, and where did the stone go? Trying to figure out what, where and that sort of thing. And she's just totally out. She's like, I'm sorry, I don't know. I was in the grove and that writer was there. And then they told me you were here, but then they said you were only maybe here. And it's the nicest you've ever heard him be, but he's still being kind of a jerk.
Okay. Is it working on him, or is he still obsessed throughout the course of it?
I mean, it seems like he still really wants to know where that stone is.
Okay. I'm gonna be outside this door all night.
All right. Elias is standing guard. All right.
Probably sleeping against the door, though.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it is by this time. Abe, you are surprised when you look at your watch and it's like 1 p.m. With all the back and forthing and to and froing and that sort of thing. It's still, the sun never leaves that 12 o'clock position.
Getting kind of sick of this. So what's our next move? Do we destroy the pouch?
Well, Dr. Partridge isn't there, right?
Where?
Where we?
Oh, the shop? No, he's not. Oh no, he's off putting up leaflets and building a pedestal.
I mean, we might want to find that pouch, right?
I mean, I don't know. I still don't trust Partridge.
Huh.
I don't particularly trust anyone involved in all this. And I don't think that we should be using those stones. My opinion. They twist people up. I mean, you saw how Peterson was acting.
I don't think people should be handling the stones. Don't get me wrong.
I think it's going to be awfully difficult to try and build the things that you want to build without someone handling them.
I can handle them.
And when the equipment runs itself down, as all equipment does, are you going to be there to replace every single one of those stones? At some point, something's going to break, and you ain't going to be there to fix it. And someone will get their hands on a stone, and then this will all start all over again.
Think we could push the stones back through the pouch?
I don't know.
Wouldn't that be like? No, never mind. I was visualizing
Isn't
the drop-ins. Isn't that pouch basically Azathoth's rear end?
Turn your now, Elder God, turn your head and cough. There's nothing worse than an eldritch hernia. So all of you except Elias have kind of, you're like in the lobby of the hotel, basically. And Celia, actually not Celia, the front desk person comes in and says, Apollo is going to give a worship. It's going to be a sermon. You should all come. You can bask in the glory of the true God of the sun. And then he'll go back. She heads back to the where the buffet was outside, the outside seating area.
I feel like that might be one of the last things I want to do, but we might need to.
Why would we need to? Someone delusional who thinks they're God.
As he says that, John Yellowbird comes down the steps of the hotel, and he's like looking around.
Oh, look at you. Big fucking help you've been.
he goes to the desk and he takes a piece of paper and he writes, "Everything I say is broadcast."
We'll put the stones down.
He writes, "I can't."
Mm.
I write down or won't.
And he looks at you and he says, "What is Partridge doing?"
I think we all just like stare at each other, like
Yeah.
with that
do
awkward silence.
we actually answer that?
Just say, what's he doing? He's in his room with his girlfriend. What do you think he's
Yeah, and Abe's like,
I never want to see that again.
No.
Hey, where's the sex cult?
Right. Why are you here now? Is what Partridge doing messing with you?
He writes, "Hiding."
From?
And then he writes, "Celia and Ramsey's hunting."
Mm.
got it.
And then he writes, "Only one follower left. Only one follower left."
Yeah, you might want to just drop those stones.
"I have to try," he writes.
You better hurry up.
Well, we've been learning more about these stones. I don't think it's possible to be as altruistic as you think you can with them.
He looks interested.
Do I talk about Azathoth's butthole?
Well, we got our episode title.
Because yeah, he'll
Sure, he's already being drawn into knowledge that humans were not meant to know.
yeah basically
Let's
saying
just
how
include it.
yeah
Droppings.
what we learned from that scroll, how they're connected to Azathoth, and how we can only see that through our sun god, and it's actually this incredibly destructive force, and there's no way around it. Like any aspect of the god that he believes is actually Azathoth, which is what we're worried Ramses is going to summon, and that's going to happen eventually through using the stones. And that while we think that there could potentially be some amazing uses for these stones, it is absolutely not through humans handling them.
Money-making ventures.
Money, yeah, hot tubs.
He kind of looks like he's trying to ignore that other part. Is there a way to destroy the stones, he writes?
That's what Partridge is working on. He says that there's some kind of ritual he can do.
When?
Put down the stones.
He like puts his hands on the table and just shakes his head.
I'll slowly move my hand to, does he move if I try to open up his hand?
Interesting.
Like I'm not trying to force it, but I'm just gently trying to
Help him.
if
Right.
he needs.
So he has a vice grip on these things. You're gonna have to like pry his fingers off.
Just start massaging his hands a little bit, loosen them up.
This is becoming a very different game. All right.
No, but geez, I think from before it's just start with the pinky.
All right. So you're You start to pull his things off. As you go to do that, he like recoils and he like points his hands at you, and the stones flare bright briefly, and then he looks really confused when nothing happens.
Well,
I'll put my hands up. I won't try and help you if you don't want me to. But this is
He's
in your
just like looking super confused at the fact that you didn't incinerate.
You want our help or not?
we want to try to help you, John.
We're not going to force you.
God, he cannot make a power roll to save his life.
I was even trying to help by using his first name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fire.
And Ezra, you have inspiration.
You do.
I'm not going to use it for that.
Oh, come on. You're not going to use it at all at this point.
You really would.
Push the roll.
Yeah, you know what? He's going to push the roll.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no, what have I done?
I don't
Come on,
know.
Birds of Paradise.
Oh, all right. So you say John,
Mm-hmm.
and he like he speaks. He says, and his voice echoes like all the gods' voices. I want to. And he drops one of the stones.
Good. That's a good start. Well done.
And you hear a familiar voice say, "This day just gets better and better."
About to say, gotta.
And Celia holds her hand out, and the stone goes whoosh into her hand.
Oh, we
And that's
can't-
where we end tonight's episode. So that's going to do it for Quests and Cthulhu for Saturday. Thank you so much for all the bits, for your likes, your subscribes. Welcome in. Thank you for the raid. That was awesome. There's a slight chance that Tiana will be back in her home next week, depending on if the Burbs baby will finally hatch.
That baby needs to stop tormenting its poor mother.
I tell you, man, those eggshells. But we will be back here next Saturday. Don't forget, Monday, I'm going to say it's Dragons of Icespire Peak. There is more than one dragon.
Yes.
And then Saturday, it's Rime of the Frost Maidens, special time 1 to 3. And then we are back here, whatever time we start, 6?
6.
Yeah. Depending on how the sound goes.
Yeah.
And thank you for sticking around with our technical difficulties. We greatly appreciate it. So, yeah, I think next week will be the finale by hook or by crook of Sunspots. Somewhere Dave Sokolowski's going, "What have you done to my module?"
I mean, really, any Call of Cthulhu writer should know better than to hand you a module and expect it to not come out mangled on the other side.
Oh, no, it's expanded. It's expanded.
That's right.
Mangled.
I'm expanding. That's what. So our quotes from this one: "You're gonna go watch them die. We are not defiling the shaggin' wagon. The other way is to kill them. It is a sure-ish thing.
Yes.
I need somebody to be good cop. I might be stretching this a little bit. We don't have any sort of warning for bad cop. Guess I'm still good cop. That's how this day is going. Elias, you give the worst advice. Third time is sometimes not a charm. My Ezra sense is tingling. I like that one. And do I talk about Azathoth's butthole? I think that's the winner. Do I talk about Azathoth's butthole?
That really does have to be the winner. I got 3 on this week. I'm really pleased
Nice.
with that.
It is not a competition.
No, but usually Nick and Amy win.
Yeah.
So we had, congratulations to, I don't even remember who won.
Did we ever announce?
And
Scala Grimmer got the physical copy.
And
And-
7
yes,
won the PDF.
Amy remembered that. That was from memory.
Damn.
Can't remember who gives the bits, but
Baby steps. Baby steps, Ezra.
All right. Well, I think there's nothing left but to say goodbye, internet friends.